But yeah, let's not delay any further. Let's start Marleybone.
Welcome to Marleybone, Wizard. I'm under orders to direct you wherever you need to go. The sarcophagus? You'll need to speak with the curator in the museum. He'll know how to help.
Okay, there we go. We have a third potion. It's very exciting. Now we're actually getting to a level where we are going to start becoming a lot stronger. I also did some preparation. I got a lot more sandstorms prepared for this world and other such things. So hopefully that's able to work out well. In the meantime, because of the way this is going to work, I'm probably going to hit level 30 like in this stream. So I might end up just doing the Aquila dungeon later today, or I might end up doing it off stream and then streaming after I get something from the Zeus dungeon.
Ah, yes. We received the sarcophagus and it is currently being processed for display. I'm sorry. You cannot see the sarcophagus even if the Croconomicon is within it. It's extremely fragile. We can't have the general public rummaging through the museum. Go talk to Mayor Pimsbury at Dickmore Station. Only he can make exceptions.
So right off the bat, we're already having a much harder time. Got some connections with the military, but unfortunately it doesn't mean any less bureaucracy for us. This guy is a housing tutorial, and this guy gives us a...
Greetings, young wizard.
Yes.
Shutterbug sent you, did she? Very good, very good. I've need of a good photomancer. The Society has hoarded the wonders of the spiral long enough. It's time to share them. Our magazine will let our readers see those wonders.
Now we're just talking to him to finish up the photography tutorial.
Your pictures are the key. For our first issue, we're focusing on the people of the spiral. Interesting faces from far-off lands. Go to Crocotopia and photograph the people on this list. Try to catch some of the wonders of the place in the background. Return to me when you're finished.
Yeah, I'm not going to focus on that right now. But I did want to pick up the quest while we had it. Pizza May, Alpha's Red, Professor Winthrop. Professor Winthrop. I thought we were supposed to be taking pictures of people who look different.
Care to learn the history of Marleybone? It's a grand story, full of adventure and intrigue. I mustn't speak while on duty, but you will find 6 original texts on our history throughout the city. Private collectors took them, but no one has cared for them. The books really belong together in one place. If you do find them all, come back to me. Well, hello there! Despite all the mayhem in Marleybone, no one comes around here much. As a result, I'm quite bored. I don't mind to go back to school. Perhaps I could even become a wizard and aid the yard as you're doing. I should start studying. Would you aid me and go to Wizard City's library to get a book on magic? I'd go myself, but I've got to remain at my post with all that's going on.
It's kind of funny, we never actually see any other dog wizards, I think, except for the balance instructor. And Ravenwood, who's already there. That's a bit weird. But yeah, it is kind of interesting to see the guards of these places a bit more involved. Ah, yeah, I messed up the hat on that one. It has a little crown on top. Yeah, I made some little shit post like 2 days ago to talk about going back to Marleybone. I kind of like making those, honestly. Just like taking terrible like stock images and then just like terribly photoshopping them. Or not even photoshopping, I just open them up in Krita and like copy and paste stuff over them. It's very fun to make them. Even if they do look absolutely terrible.
Hello there. How can I help you? Ah, you seek the Croconomicon. I assure you, the safest place for it in all of Marleybone is in the museum itself.
Yeah, this is weird, but I just noticed this. The eyes are like just stickers on their face. Like, I'm not sure if that yellow outline is even meant to be like intentional. So it's just like a test fight.
The museum is protected from most magic, but I cannot say the same for the streets. We're struggling with a gang uprising, you see. I dare not let anything out of the museum until the streets have returned to normal. But perhaps if you were to help with that problem, Sherlock Bones is investigating the O'Leary gang. He's working with the Yard, coordinating efforts from the air station. Speak with him, then we will see about your Croconomicon.
Yes, he really is named Sherlock Bones.
Well, hello there, young wizard. I hope you're enjoying your time here in Marylebone despite the chaos.
Yeah, that's even the name of the stream. He really is named Sherlock Bones. I'm not sure if that was the best name they could come up with for it, but that is indeed his name.
A lot has been going on lately throughout the city. With all the commotion, I'm starting to feel ill. Can you go to Hugh Warner, the hat shopkeeper, and see if he can mix up something to make me feel better?
It's many side quests here in Marylebone, like way more than Crocotopia had even.
I heard that there were emergency supplies in the post office that need to go to the troops. They need to be delivered to a dangerous area, so we would prefer an experienced person to deliver them. The post office is located near the fountain in the center of Regent Square. Good luck, young wizard.
Again, I'm not sure if that's the best one they could come up with, but he's just named Sherlock Bones. I do kind of like how he's like a coonhound, though. He does have a very nice design, if nothing else.
No need to explain. It's elementary. You've come from Wizard City, and the mayor sent you to help investigate the O'Leary gang. Let's begin at once. Something's afoot in our fair city, and I've deduced the O'Learys are behind it, perhaps working for a far more sinister and hidden enemy. We must leave no stone unturned.
Yeah, I keep accidentally skipping dialogue because I actually have a new keyboard. I got one as a present, and it's a mechanical keyboard. My old one is like old and stiff because it was like some random office keyboard, but this one is like lightly tapping on the buttons occasionally sets them off, and since I rest my thumb on the keyboard anytime like I slightly shift the weight of my hand, it skips the dialogue.
I've had occasion to work with one called Ms. Conrail. Seek her out in Hyde Park and learn what you may.
It's not very convenient, but hope. Yeah, I'm like very like lightly tapping the key. Like even the slightest touch will cause it to like move sometimes. It's got a nice feel to it, mind you. This is the first mechanical keyboard I've ever had, but it does feel a bit weird to not be able to just rest my hand on it, because even a non-full press of the button will cause stuff to happen.
The mayor is feeling ill? Well, that is a shame. I know how to make a wonderful herbal tonic that will help get him feeling ship-shape. What a shame. I'm out of the goji berries I need to make the herbal tonic for the mayor. The berries mask the bitter flavour, you see. If you could bring me some goji berries, I would be glad to make the drink for him. The berries are located in the bushes in Unicorn Way's park area.
Yes, yes. So, we're getting a lot of XP from these side quests.
Hello, young wizard. Nice seeing you again. Are you liking Marylebone? I dropped them beetles off at the conservatory. Now I'm looking for 10 stray cats. I seen them running around everywhere. Bet I could find them a nice home. If you could chase them down and fetch them for me, I'd pay you handsomely for your help.
Again, we're in a very weird situation where we kind of have to get them right off the bat. So that way we don't miss any that are in like the dungeons and stuff.
This is most excellent. I'm glad the mayor's sent you. I have a request for you. We need to deliver emergency supplies to the troops stationed on Crocotopia inside the Palace of Fire. Would you please deliver them?
Yes, we have many side quests that are in different worlds, so it's really good to grab them while we're here. Like, pretty much everything that we're doing, like, grabbing right here, is going to involve going back to Wizard City or Crocotopia, so it's very good to grab them while we can. Ah, Nostalgia's Burke is here.
You there? Yes, you! I need your help. With all of the troubles, the postal system here in Marleybone has broken down entirely. All of my regular postal workers have run away, but the mail is crucial in this time of crisis. Scotland Yard uses the post to relay their orders. What? You don't understand post? You must be from abroad. I meant mail. Go find 4 post offices and bring the mail back to me.
I didn't realize they added monstrology spells for Marleybone yet. Is that for like the rats or the dogs or what? Well, actually there aren't any dog enemies in Marleybone, I don't think. So it'd probably just be either the rats or the cats. I don't think they added cats yet. So it must be rats. Let's see. Are there any other ones? I could have sworn there's like 2 that are within like the immediate area. Maybe I'm misremembering one of the ones that are in Scotland Yard.
Reed sent you? I was wondering what happened with the regular postman. He's never late. Take this post and give it to Reed Trevor. Good luck.
Once again, I am hit with a severe yawning fit. Not entirely sure why. Like every time I start streaming, I just start yawning. Must be some kind of weird psychological thing, but I'm not entirely sure what would cause it.
Yes, here. Take the post and move along. We're swift and efficient here.
Yeah, I don't want to like yawn too loud constantly into the mic or anything. But it is very bizarre that happens. Because I'm not tired at all. Or maybe a little bit. But I've been kind of doing this thing where like I stopped drinking coffee. Just kind of like break my caffeine addiction. Maybe that might have something to do with it. I don't know. Either way. It is very annoying because when you start to yawn this much, I end up getting like tears in my eyes and stuff. And it just makes everything feel very weird and moist. And this is a stuck loading screen. Hello? No, come on, buddy. Come on, what's the matter? Okay, well, we will give it, I don't know, 30 more seconds, and then I'll figure out what to do with it. Well, likely I'll have to shut out of the game, and then just restart. So, yeah, I can hear the noises in the background, so... Oh, there we go. Okay, well, apparently that area was closed. I'm not entirely sure why that happened, but I guess this qualifies as a BRB. As in, the game will BRB. I'm still gonna be here. Let's see. Okay, so while this is loading, yeah. Very exciting to be starting on Marleybone though. Because Marleybone is apparently a lot of people's like favorite world. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. My personal favorite is still Dragonspire out of Arc 1. But I guess most people are kind of sold on it because of either the references to Sherlock Holmes or because it's kind of like London-ish. Personally, I never really understood the appeal too much. Oh, yeah. Personally, I never understood the appeal too much. Yeah, there. Mostly just because, well, think of it like this. Every other world has like a really big, like, theme or appeal to it. But Marleybone is literally just like London, but dogs, and cats, and rats, and frogs. The frogs are kind of the odd one out there. Yeah, it's kind of like all that it is, but it's also like one of the biggest and longest worlds. At least of Arc 1, and that's very kind of weird. It's also super segmented. It has lots of, yeah, it's got lots of, weird transitional states from dungeons and stuff. It's just a very bizarrely designed area, in my opinion. Okay, can we get in this time? Okay, yes, we can.
Here's your post. Important word for the yard. Quickly now, lives may be at stake. We mustn't be late with the post. All our safety depends on the yard getting up-to-date news about the situation here in Marleybone.
I guess my biggest thing is I don't really like how it's like kind of just a stand-in for Earth, but just dogs. Because all the other worlds have like a bit more theming going on. Like even Crocotopia, which is like ancient Egypt, had like the whole bander thing. This one, they still have like a queen, they still have various random things. It's just whatever era of England this is supposed to be. I don't know. Mushu has... Mushu is probably like the lamest world in my opinion. But Marleybone... Actually, should I rank them? Yeah. So if I had to rank them, to be number 1 would be Dragonspire, number 2 would be Wizard City, number 3 would be Crocotopia, number 4 would be Marleybone, number 5 would be Mushu.
First run, eh? Be careful out there. Don't worry, though. I'm sure you'll make it. Here's the post for Reed.
Because of nostalgia, though, there's usually lots of discussions about it. Or lots of arguments about which one's usually considered the best one. Because you can see this is definitely one of the older worlds. You can tell by the blockiness of it all, the low resolution on the textures. Personally, I kind of like how it looks. I'm not even saying like it's necessarily like a super bad world or anything. I just don't really understand the appeal of Marleybone. I feel like it could have been a little bit more.
Thanks, young wizard. Your assistance was invaluable. In this time of crisis, it does my heart proud to see young ones contributing to the public good.
I should really get around to playing Pirate 101 though. Mostly because maybe the context would help, because from what I understand, right, Marleybone is kind of like the self-insert OC world for any of like the writers or like big plot points they want to do. It's kind of like got the most outright potential to like be thrust into things because they're kind of like early England, so it's like colonial stuff. And so my understanding is in Pirate 101, Marleybone is involved in a lot. At least that's my understanding of it. So maybe it would help, although maybe it might also make it a bit worse.
I almost thought we wouldn't make it there, but nothing stops the mail.
Because Marleybone already feels kind of a bit overrepresented.
Okay now, ready to go? Deliver the mail to any of the mailboxes around town. Even such humble work helps keep Marleybone safer. Return here when you're finished, and be careful out there.
Also, this isn't really how mail works. Apparently, we're just supposed to drop off the mail at these things, even though these look like the pickup boxes for the actual mailmen themselves. And we just kind of stuff random letters in random ones. Also, is Marleybone really big enough to justify having like separate mailboxes and stuff? Because this is like... Actually, no, I guess. Well, look, there's like one on every corner. They're like a spread throughout the world to make a little bit more sense. Because I was gonna say, we actually do get to see that Marleybone is actually very big. Because there's lots of these very aesthetic balloon car rides, very similar to the one on the boat to the Crocosphinx, but they're much more common, and you get to see different angles of Marleybone, and you get to see that the world is actually pretty big, all things considered. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Big Ben. I don't think so, though, because all the balloon cars that we see, one right there, when we ride on one of those things, we can see Big Ben from different angles on every single one of them, which is very cool. Very similar to how Dragonspire, you get to see the Great Spire from any angle that you're in Dragonspire. I just like it when games let you see the final dungeon in advance. I think it's a very neat concept.
Right on time. You've got a bright future here at the Marley Post Office, should you choose to pursue a career in this field. Here's something to help you along.
Yeah, who needs to be a wizard when you can just be a mailman? Do some humble... I don't know, is that considered trade work, or is that considered like service work or something? Lots of bureaucracy involved with it either way, probably. Let's see. Are there any other ones we should grab? Oh, just the housing one. Okay. I guess we'll do the ones in Wizard City first, just because Unicorn Way is such a long walk. Ah, look at that. Memories. Look when we killed and took his head and stuck it on our wall. Very nice memories. I still don't understand, like, why I was touching. Oh yeah, the 5 boxes event is going on. I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. I think that might be able to wait a little bit. Or maybe I could do it in the stream later today. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just do side stuff in the stream later today. I'm thinking that one will probably be at around, like, anywhere from, like, 8 PM EST all the way up to, like, 11 PM EST. I'll announce it on my Twitter. Oh, what the actual plan is. But I think I will do the 5 boxes. Because, well, things like the Monster Moon and stuff generally does take a bit too long, I think, to show on stream. I do think that the 5 boxes event at least has some funny stories and stuff involved, which would make it a bit more entertaining to watch. Also, it gives lore. Who can pass up on that sweet 300 plus pages of Wizard101 lore? You know what? Maybe that's what I'll do for tomorrow's stream. Just as like a side thing, I'll finally pull up the Spiral Compendium and just read the Wizard101 lore. Oh, this being completely... Whoop. Where is it? Am I not grabbing it from here? Wait, what? Oh, right, it's like the park at the very entrance. What am I thinking? It's kind of weird to call it a park. Every time I see the word park, I kind of associate the edge maze with Unicorn Way. No, apparently this little section with like 2 little rivers around it is the park. Yeah, this thing. The Unicorn. Apparently this is considered a park. And apparently these bushes just have edible berries on it.
Find a handful of goji berries and put them in your pocket.
I wouldn't eat random street berries, but then again, what do I know? This world is magic. Okay, now we need to talk to the library guy. But yes. Maybe when I've got a little bit of liquor in me, I'll actually just read through the entire... Not maybe through the entire, but just like skip around and just like randomly pick out whatever looks interesting in the Spiral Compendium. That might be fun.
So you need a general guide to magic for Henry Wellingbrook? I know the perfect book. Give me a moment to see if it's checked in.
Can you self-study magic? Because like they have an entire school for it. Which I mean, I guess you can kind of self-study anything. But the whole process of magic seems way more complicated than learning some like more basic stuff.
Unfortunately, it says that Regina Flame Talon has the book checked out. Strange. She has had it for quite a while.
Like every spell we get access to requires us to travel between different worlds, like be given random words of power. Like how would you even find out about those naturally?
Perhaps you should go talk to her and ask her about the book.
I mean, I guess somebody have to. But it seems like we'd have to rediscover the magical equivalent of the wheel every time you want to be able to do any sort of self-study on it. Let's see. Yeah, besides the doctor, I don't think it would show up any new quests here. I think we're good.
The library's copy of Practical Introduction to Magic? Yes, I checked that out a while ago for a school report. Unfortunately, I do not have it anymore. One day, as I was walking home from school, I accidentally dropped the book. After that, a mean fire elf took it and ran off. If you could go to Firecat Alley and get the book back, could you please return it to the library so I don't get a late fee?
It's just like Crocotopia, we're back to constant backtracking. Thankfully, it's just these side quests from the very first section of Marleybone. Once we actually start getting to Hyde Park and stuff, I don't think we'll actually have to deal with any of that. But there are going to be a lot of defeat and collect quests. Like, way more than before. So let's see, now we need to go all the way over to Firecat Alley. I'm so confused why they added teleporters into the streets, but they didn't add like a teleport to Old Town, or it's like the entrance of any of the streets. That would have been a very convenient part of the update. Wait a minute. We never did this quest. Diego might give us access to it. I think it actually is like locked behind like level 15 or something, and maybe that's why we didn't get it before. Yeah, it's very likely. So, we might need to go talk to Diego really quick and get access to that last quest. Because the reward is one entire wooden skeleton key, which doesn't sound too helpful. Just getting access to skeleton keys is actually a very big deal when you get down to the actual amount of grinding that needs to be done for a lot of things. Speaking of, I still need to grind more Gant for like 20 hours at least in order to get access to all the exalted duels I'm gonna need this character. Because the way the exalted duels work is that they drop a universal piece of gear and they also drop a school piece of gear. Now, it's my understanding, because I've never actually seen the universal gear be dropped, and I've never had it before. But it's my understanding that we should be able to get it on any character. But the general idea is we're going to need the universal gear from each of the individual exalted duels. Now, they're a lot harder to get because the main way to get them, or like the best drop rate to get them, would be from the bosses that are involved. So it would be Rattlebones, who's super easy to get because he's just like right there in Unicorn Way. But then there's Crocopatra and Meowiardi, and those are way harder to get because you have to go through the entire dungeon every time to get one shot at actually getting them, and they're not even like a guaranteed drop. Because I think I actually did get the, where is it? Yeah, I got the Master Duel, which is also something you can get from them. So a better place to grind them would be from a boss like Morgant, who's the final boss of Arc 2. Or there's a few others who drop it, I think. But the reason why they're the best ones is because, number one, they only drop the exalted versions, and they also drop them with some amount of regularity. So, yeah. I mean, I could probably show off what it's like to grind Rattlebones or something for exalted tools, but I'm not gonna do that.
So you say she lost the book and you had to get it back? No wonder why she had it for so long. How nice of you to get it for her.
Yes, we do desperately need that gear.
Okay, I checked the book in, and now it is your turn to have it. I hope Henry enjoys it. Have a good day.
Reason why you want wooden skeleton keys? I mean, assuming you don't want any of the drops, because there are wooden skeleton key bosses who drop good, like, design gear and stuff. The real reason why I want them is because skeleton key bosses are much more likely to drop other skeleton key types. And the one we really want more than anything is probably the most difficult type to get your hands on, which is the Stone Skeleton Key. Because Skeleton Keys are only dropped from like one dungeon consistently, and it's like a level 6 dungeon. And they drop pretty consistently, but you need so many of them. And the reason why we want them is because there's a boss who drops level 90 universal gear. Thankfully, because of the amount of XP we get from side quests, we won't really need the level 90 gear, because by the time we get the shadow spells, we should be well over level 100. But I would still like to grab it. And it is also kind of cool just to show off the boss. But yeah, getting the gear from that person would be the only way to do it like organically, especially if we were only doing like the main quests. Because if we were only doing the main quests, we might be a bit under-leveled for the shadow spells when we get them. So it wouldn't be level 100 or anything. Although that is only still like 2 levels between when you get them and when you actually can like use them. Or like when you get them is like level 98, so it's only 2 levels to level 100, so it's not even like that long of a gap. I don't know, I'd still like to have it collected and ready to use. Because another thing is that I think what I said I was going to do before is I'm just going to do the dungeons a single time solo and then just take them on normally every time after that.
You have supplies for me from Marleybone? What good news! I was worried about things back home. Thank you, young wizard.
Yeah. Getting access to a bunch of stone skeleton keys, and also... No, getting access to stone skeleton keys would help get that gear, which would then allow me to be able to solo the exalted duels.
What's this? Emergency supplies? These will certainly come in handy. Thank you, young wizard.
I mean, potentially. To be honest, I'm still not entirely sure I'll be able to do it. Because they are very difficult, especially to solo, and especially like when you first unlock them. Lots of things in Wizard101 are like that, where it's like, oh, you know, we're gonna release this endgame content to hold it over until we throw out a new world. And then they just never, like, rebalanced it very much. That's why I am looking forward to the upcoming PvE stuff they discussed in the roundtable. I think that a lot of that stuff will help, especially if they did introduce varying difficulty modes. Because I've been saying this for like, I don't know, for like 4 years already. But having bosses be designed where like, when you're soloing, you have to fight all of them at once. Like, the galleries and stuff are just absolute pain to solo. Because of it. So is soloing more ganked than a lot of the other problem boss battles. So I'm not sure if they will introduce that before I actually reach that point, because we still got a long time ahead of us. But hopefully it gets introduced, so that way we're able to deal with it. Oh yeah, we should also grab this. I completely forgot about this. Yeah, we've had access to Spectral Blast for like 4 levels at this point, and I just never went back for it, I don't think. Right? I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, we're gonna need Spectral Blast for any upcoming balance bosses. Oh, he's got a post for us. What's up with that? Yeah, we've had... No, it's only been 2 levels. But still, that's a lot. Let's see. Did we train Faint already? You need to take that out, though. We did. So which was the one we were going to work on next? So is it going to be Ice or Light or... I think it'll be Ice.
What are you doing here? Oh, you are here for another spell. Yes, of course. For your next spell, I will need a book. The Omnibus of Balance.
What's kind of funny about this is that he technically never agreed to, like, take over as our teacher. And we never explained to, like, that dog guy, what exactly we were doing. So, I'm just gonna ghosted our old teacher and was just like, hey, can you teach us bounce spells? And he's just like, oh yeah, sure, I guess.
I have not seen it for many years, so check with Zane at the library. I hope that he has it. There is only one remaining copy.
Because you have to think about it, he's living out in Crocotopia. It's not like he's going to necessarily be associated with Ravenwood anymore. And he hasn't been associated for like decades at this point. So I do find that kind of funny. But yeah, the reason why I'm happy to get Spectral Blast is because frankly using this thing already feels kind of like cheating. Really using it at any point kind of feels like cheating. I mean, pip-wise, it would probably be better off to just use this because it's only like... Excluding power pips, it's only 3 more turns I need to build up for. Or like way more damage and it's an AoE. I feel like it's not really the proper balance experience unless you're struggling against literally everything with just single target hits.
You are looking for the omnibus of balance? Oh dear, I haven't seen that in years. I believe Professor Livengood still has it. I would check with Professor Winthrop in the pyramid. They work together, so he should know where Livengood is. I hope he does.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even sure if we're going to use single hits that much, though. Partially because the next one we're going to really be getting that's notable is Judgment, which is another spell that's very good in PvP. But actually, this just occurred to me. Judgment is basically like an OG Shadow spell. I think I might actually just replicate the effect and just use Judgment.
You say you are looking for Professor Livengood? Well, I hate to break the news to you, but he retired a while ago. I'm not sure where he is now. I'm afraid all of his things were packed up and sent to Marylebone. I wish I had kept up with him, but I've been so frightfully busy with this dig.
Yeah, now that I think about it, if I were to just like use Judgment on anything and everything, it would actually be a very good idea of what to expect later on. So I think I might actually do that. Maybe not like for everything, but just to show it off. Just to really give an idea of how slow this is actually going to be once we get to the actual start of this playthrough. Can we get Judgment in, I don't know. Actually, do we get it on this level? Is this the level 28 quest?
What? The professor moved away? I guess he did not return the omnibus before he left. Oh dear, I guess that means all those spells will be lost. Wait one moment, youngster. If his goods were sent to Marylebone, there is one person the book would have passed by on its way there. Ask Tinu Bakmal. Nothing gets in or out of Crocotopia without his knowledge. Talk to him. He's our last hope for finding that book.
Wait, this guy isn't just some dude loitering at the entrance? I thought that's what he was. So wait, he's actually like the border patrol or something? On the spiral door? That's kind of neat, I guess. It's very unexpected. He definitely didn't act like it. Maybe you'll have something important to say.
Hello. Thank you for visiting me. You want to know about Professor Livengood's items? Goody! I know that answer.
Yeah, I thought this dude was just like hanging out in front of the spiral door. I didn't realize that he was like actually like, this was like his job.
The professor's goods were shipped through Retriever in Marylebone. You can find him at Regent Square. Yeah, I helped someone today.
Or you know what? Based on that, I don't think he actually is a like, I don't think that's like his job. I think he just does it on like his own. Which is kind of nice. Looking out for people coming in and out of your world. Like a concierge, I think is what they're called. I don't know, I've never been to a fancy hotel.
You say you're looking for Professor Livengood. I'm sorry, but I don't know where he is. I think he vanished while digging in the pyramids. His goods, yes, they were put into a warehouse in the Chelsea Court area. But I'd recommend you don't go there. That is on the bad side of town. The warehouse has become the hideout for the McTavish gang. Not a pleasant set to have to deal with. Good luck.
Ah, yes, Chelsea Court. So, what that means is we're in a weird situation because it's like our other bounce spell where we have to continue with the world a little bit before we can actually get access to it. But I do think this means that our next spell is going to be Judgment. That's his quest.
Excellent work. You
Oh,
found
right.
some
The
goji
goji
berries.
berries.
I'll start making the tonic right away. Oh no, I don't have any frosted water. And it has to be specific water too, from the well in the oasis. If you could get some water from the well in the oasis, and then figure out some way to frost it, I could finish making the herbal tonic.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about before with like the croctail thing. Is that apparently this one singular well in Crocotopia is known throughout the different worlds in the spiral as having like the best water ever. And the potential lore implications of it would be that since you showed it to some dude over here, somehow he spread it back to Marleybone, which would then spread it out to the rest of the spiral. And so in like a weird way, like, the timing of it,
from the well.
like the timing of it would be super weird. But that is kind of how time is implied to work in the spiral. Where we do something like in the present and everyone else is like, oh yeah, that happened weeks or years ago. It is kind of interesting that is how it works. Right, we need to talk to that guy.
Long time no see, young wizard. I hope you are advancing well.
Yeah, we need to talk to that guy to finish the photomancer quest.
The mayor of Marleybone is sick, and you're gathering things that will make him feel better. I will say no more. How can I help?
The audio mixing on this is kind of weird. It sounds like they had some kind of reverb effect. Is this new dialogue?
Why, sure. I can frost that up for you. Just hold it up in front of me.
The tree takes a deep breath, exhales, and frosts the water.
There you go. You should be all set. Tell the mayor hello. I hope that he feels better soon.
Okay, very nice. What else do we got? What else do we got? Anything else we'd want to finish while we're here? I probably should have talked to him first, because I think he will send us back to talk to the Shutterbug lady. But we'll just deal with that later, if that's the case. If I'm remembering correctly, we should get our very first pip wand here as well.
Ah, you have returned with the frosted water. Excellent. Give me a moment to mix this up. There, I'm finished. I took the berries, frosted water, and a few special herbs, my family's secret recipe, and I made this special tonic. It should help the mayor feel better. Let's hope. Go ahead and take this to him.
So, like any other old-fashioned English tonic, that thing is probably just filled to the brim with random drugs. Like, you gotta think about how, like, oh yeah, Coca-Cola used to be filled with actual cocaine, yeah, that kind of stuff. So, those random herbs are probably a lot of different, those varying hallucinogens and painkiller types of drugs.
Let me see. Well done. Well done indeed. These will do nicely. For your next assignment, I have a list of people here in Marleybone to show off the faces of our humble city. It should be easy for you.
Trying to find out how to get this wand. It might be... Okay. Okay, cool. Yes. Well, my internet just died randomly. I'm not sure when and how it cut out. Or for how long it was cut out, or how long I was talking to myself again. But that has not happened at all, actually, I think, since it started. So many technical difficulties in these streams. But yeah, I was wondering why this guy wasn't spawning. It was odd. Yeah, and then I looked down and I saw a little network connection issue, but yes, now I am back. Hopefully for good this time. Because the stream had been going pretty well, I think. So I think it should have only been like a minute or two that I was down before I noticed. Or it could have just happened for like 30 seconds. I don't know.
Why, thank you very much. I hope it wasn't too much trouble for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that happened though. That was very bizarre. Thankfully though, it wasn't much being missed, since I couldn't talk to him. And it was mostly just me also looking up how to get access to this wand that I will. This guy, that thing.
You returned from Crocotopia just in time. I have another task for you, if you're up for it. I just received the final packages of emergency supplies for the rest of the troops in Crocotopia. Can you deliver the rest of them?
Sure. Let's see. Okay. Shouldn't be too hard to find this. So it's called Ra's Rod of Integrity. Nope, that's from Bra. So is it any school wand though? Yeah, that's why I wanted to fight Ra to begin with though. I was hoping to get some of those good spells. Oh, good ones. And other gear. Because he actually does drop some pretty good stuff. Yeah, just taking a very short little time to look up and see if I can find this wand I'm looking for. Oh, I think it's this. Yes, it's this thing. So it's a reward from a quest called Let's Dance, which we get... Oh! It's from Wisteria. That is not what I was expecting. Well, we're not going to be visiting Wisteria for a little bit, I think. So, I might actually just go buy it from the bazaar then. Or maybe I can do Wisteria. I think we unlocked it at level 25. And if we did, like, I guess we can do it. Because I do want that wand. Then again, Wisteria would need to be like its own thing. What should I do? What should I do?
You've come with emergency supplies? Bless the stars! Thank you very much.
Yeah, I thought it was a Marleybone quest we got it from. Like I said though, I've only ever gotten it from the bazaar. Normally I just straight up skip over Wisteria. I kind of like to go back to Wisteria after Dragonspire, because I find the idea of just like beating up all these significantly weaker people kind of funny. Because like you can see like a portrait of Malistaire in like the hall of like the champions, and so I find it kind of funny to just go back after beating like one of the previous champions. It feels very thematic, very poetic, very interesting to do it like that. Also, this is a lot easier because Wisteria is genuinely kind of hard. Let's see, which one should we do? It's a quest called
Hello
Let's
there, young
Dance.
wizard. I hope things are going well for you. Thank you very much for the package.
Oh yeah, I remember this quest. I think it's like actually like halfway through Wisteria, too. Yeah, that'd be a super long adjustment to make. So I think what I'll do instead is I'll just go buy a Bazaar wand. yeah, not really deal with that. Just buy a quick Bazaar wand that we can use in the meantime until we get the strongest wand in the game.
Wonderful! These supplies will make our duties so much more tolerable. Thank you very much, young wizard. Safe travels!
Yeah, grab the strongest wand, relatively speaking, for like 80 levels. Actually, I wonder if I have anything in my shared bank. Dragon Ball Blade. This thing. Sky Hasta. It's this, like, this is the strongest wand in the game, relatively speaking. We'll grab that for real later. In the meantime, I'll just grab some regular one-tip wand from the bazaar. Yeah, so the wand quest is the 30th quest out of 38. Wow, Wisteria only has 38 quests. It feels a lot longer than that. In that case. Oh, it's Score You? Ah, welcome, Bacon Lover. Sorry, I didn't see that until now. I am a balance right now, but my main account is a myth. Let's see. Yes, we'll be buying one of these. I guess any of them work. Wisteria is apparently pretty short. I don't know, should I just hold off on Marleybone? Just do Wisteria really quick? Because I am going to do it eventually. Yeah, I guess I can. Why not? I'll just change the stream info really quick then to make this about Wisteria. What level are you? Level 28 right now. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, right now we're level 28. Soon we'll be doing the Zeus Aquila dungeon, but that's still a decent amount of time away. And since I have to do Wisteria anyway, so let's do it now.
Your arrival is well timed. I must ask for your assistance once more.
Yes, you can really tell the difference in mic quality for when these are recorded.
As you know, there are many worlds in the spiral. Wizard City is one, and you likely know of others. One of these worlds is Grizzleheim, a cold and wintry place peopled with fierce warriors. The Grizzleheim World Tree was once linked to the rest of the spiral, but the contact was lost. We thought it was destroyed.
Okay, this is the Grizzleheim one.
Bartleby now informs me that the portal to Grizzleheim is now active and travel there is possible. Oh, fortuitous news indeed. We have great need of friends in this dark time. Go to Grizzleheim and make allies of the fierce warriors dwelling there. You should speak to their king. As you know, the other faculty members and I are quite impressed with your performance here at Ravenwood School.
You're 27 of doing the quest around yours also? Oh, that's nice. So, are you a new player, or are you a returning player? I know a lot of people come back to Wizard1 occasionally after like a few years. Even I did that. But yeah, welcome. Yeah. Being around level 27, you get access to a lot of quests like this.
So much so that we would like you to travel abroad as a representative of the best Wizard City has to offer. You will compete in a magical tournament, dueling students from other magic schools for the ultimate prize, the Spiral Cup. Sadly, Ravenwood hasn't taken the cup in a long, long while. But we can't give up trying. Please report to Mr. Lincoln in Ravenwood. He can provide you with all the details.
Sir, that's what you're doing? Yeah, it's actually the case for a lot of people, surprisingly. You see it happen a lot, occasionally. And it is very nice, because I do enjoy this game a lot. Hopefully you're having fun with it, too. Yeah, it's always nice to see people coming back. But yeah. It is definitely a lot to come back to, because, you know, back when this game first came out, it was just like the first 4 worlds and that was it. And now we have like Marleybone, a bunch of extra side quests, all of this tutorial stuff, and then we also have 2 side worlds to go to, all pretty much as soon as we hit level 25.
Hello there, young wizard. I've been expecting you.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot.
The Ravenwood School of Magic must send a student wizard to participate in a spiral-wide tournament of magic. This tournament is a very prestigious event, a chance for students across the spiral to compete for their school's honor. The tournament is held at Pigswick Academy, a rival school to Ravenwood, located on the world of Wisteria. After reviewing all eligible students, Headmaster Ambrose and the other professors chose you to be our representative. You will need this ring to show that you're our champion, the student to defend Ravenwood's honor in the tournament.
Mr. Lincoln hands you a heavy ring with an emblem of Bartleby inscribed upon it.
Be sure to put that somewhere safe, mind you. Perhaps lock it away in a drawer. It's too precious to carry around loose. Now the spiral door will take you to Wisteria. When you get there, see the Pigswick Academy registrar, Mrs. Dowager. She'll get you set up and see that you're taken care of. Good luck.
You're enjoying besides stuck on the same quest, you can't beat it, but that's kind of part of it. Ah, yeah, understandable. Especially when you're just coming back to it. I take it that you're doing probably a harder school than 2. Which one are you playing? Because level 27 could be very awkward if you're like an ice or a life.
Hello there. You must be our visiting wizard. Welcome to Pigswick Academy.
Yes, but if you need any tips and stuff, I can definitely help.
I'll need to see your Ravenwood ring. Just a formality, of course.
Yeah. Wisteria was always super cool to me, but I am kind of disappointed that they never really did much more with it besides this. Lots of people brought up the idea of like maybe coming back to here for another Spiral Cup thing, which I do think would be a lot of fun and pretty cool. Maybe getting like an actual spell from it that isn't locked behind a lore pack.
You show Mrs. Dowager the ring Mr. Lincoln gave you. She inspects it and hands it back.
You know, but especially if you're trying to solo everything, this game was really designed for playing with 4 people, so being stuck on the same quest is very much something that happens a lot of the time.
Excellent. Be sure to put that somewhere safe. You're here, of course, to build a sense of community between the different magic schools and to try to win the Spiral Cup.
Oh, you're Storm, but the boss you're facing is Storm, so he resists everything? Oh, and you just have to use prisms.
Go to the tournament hall to take a look at it. Then, speak to Benedict Glendeming. He is both Master of Arms and our judge. You will probably need to demonstrate your skills in a qualifying match. So, be on the ready. When you've passed the qualifying round, return to me and we'll get you sorted out. How exciting!
Yeah, so if it's Storm, then yeah, you just need to use the Storm Prisms before they put down a Mist Shield. And if you do that, then yeah, it'll be a lot easier to do. Yeah, unfortunately Balance doesn't have a prism, so we have to rely on Spectral Blast, this item card, which is basically cheating, or something like that. But yeah, Storm is a bit more difficult because it has a very low amount of health. But generally speaking, if you can get down all your prisms, then I think you should have access to Tempest by now. But if you don't, then that would be a little bit more difficult. But if you do, just throwing down prisms on everything and then throwing up your blades should give you enough hits to one-shot anything with Tempest. I don't have the prism. You get it at level 7, but you don't have the Storm Prism in your deck, and I can't find them in any quest. You don't have the prism. Get it at level 7. Can't find it in your deck. Well, I know for a fact you get it at level 7 too, because it's one of the first spells you get. Let me see. Yeah, because Storm, like, generally...
You inspect the Spiral Cup, the greatest prize in all the Spiral. It looks like it's been here a while.
Yeah, Storm gets access to a lot of its best spells really early on. Yeah, it has to be somewhere in your deck, because I'm pretty sure it's even, like, a required one to even get Stormblade and stuff. So if you can find it in your deck, then you should be able to do pretty well with it. Oh yeah, we got to get to talk to this guy. Oh yeah, and there he is. Alistair. Right there. No idea who the other guys are, though. Assuming that's Merle Ambrose. That's the Emperor of Mushu. Maybe that's Alhazred. No idea who these pig guys are, though. And that's Diego.
Greetings, visitor. I am Benedict Glendemming, Master of Arms of Pigswick Academy.
I wonder if we'll ever see who these other two are, though.
For years, I have taught magic and dueling. With my training, Pigswick students have won the Spiral Cup again and again. I am also the judge of this fine competition. My decisions are as fair as they are final. You come from Wizard City, no? You have my sympathy. Let us see if that charlatan Diego has taught you anything of worth. To qualify for the tournament, you must step into the Chamber of the Basilisk, if you will, and defeat Blaze Flamerender. There is no shame in defeat, so do not feel too badly if you do not succeed. Perhaps next year, no?
Oh, wait. Something else I could be doing. Have you been talking to your professor? They send you a little notification, but I actually do remember that some people occasionally miss them, or sometimes they don't pop up. If you are missing a spell from your book, it's probably something that what you need to do is you need to go talk to the Storm Professor, and he'll give you a quest for it.
Well, well, well. A wizard of Ravenwood, huh? I'll go easy on ya.
Wow, I just realized this is the first time in this entire stream. Well, with these two streams now. Yeah, we've actually fought something. Like, I've been going through this whole thing. I haven't had to fight anything yet. I've just been running around collecting things. But yeah. If you can't find it in any quest, you don't get them from, like, world quests, like, or the main quest. You get them by talking to your professor, and they'll give you spell quests. So yeah, if you don't have that, then you also don't have, like, Stormblade either, I think. Let's see, we'll just throw down Elemental Shield, I guess, even though it's already too late. Asteria is definitely one of the cooler looking worlds, so coming back here would be kind of neat. Also, if we could meet those last two former champions of the Spiral Cup, that would also be very neat. Yeah, so this dude is casting astral spells despite the fact that we don't get access to those for like double our level currently. Yeah, we need to complete like the next 3 worlds in order to be able to get access to that one.
Wow! Go and tell Master Glendemming that you won the duel. I wasn't expecting much, but you certainly showed me a thing or two.
Let's see. Oh, right. We should talk to this person.
Watch out, wizard. Pigswick folk are cheaters. They'll break the rules whenever they can get away with it.
Yeah, I like that that's how they decided to introduce the concept of cheating bosses into the game. It made a lot of sense here for them to cheat, although it was kind of lame that they ended up doing it. Yeah, so we don't know who this dog guy is. We don't know who this pig guy is. We don't know who this other pig guy is. So if we could meet those guys, that'd be really cool. Yeah, Pigswick was a really nice addition to the game, I think. Because introducing cheating that way was kind of cool.
So Diego has stepped up his game, no? Very well then. You will not be going home just yet. The tournament consists of 4 rounds of duels, each round against a rival school. You must win each duel to proceed. See Mrs. Dowager outside. She will see to your accommodations within the student dormitory.
Very nice. I'm surprised that there's only 38 quests here. Feels like it's generally a lot longer than that. Yeah, thankfully it's certainly pretty short though.
Good for you. It's been so long since a Ravenwood student competed. I was worried they'd given up teaching magic there. Now that we've determined you'll be staying to compete in the tournament, it's time to get you squared away. You should report to the student dormitory. There you can meet the students you will be matched against and introduce yourself. You'll be sharing quarters with Beatrice Wildwind, Kisai Shugenja, Nalia Doomstrider, and Randolph Spellshine. You should also take the opportunity to put your Ravenwood class ring away. There's a small dresser. It should be safe there.
Yeah, but besides having trouble with storm bosses, hopefully you aren't going to have too much trouble with that afterwards. All right, we should talk to Seek.
Hey there, little wizard. Fancy meeting you here. Looks like you're out to broaden your educational horizons, eh? If you got a moment to spare, I'd appreciate a little help. No trouble to you, though. I'm looking for some plants native to these here parts. A species of flower called the wallflowers. They're a shy and retiring sort of flower. They'll hang close to walls throughout all of Wisteria. If you could find them all and return to me when you know where they are, I'd be mighty grateful.
It is kind of weird that they never really introduced any other side worlds besides Wisteria and Grizzlehive. I do kind of wish they would have done it a little bit more. Because Wisteria is definitely a fun addition to the game. There's one. Oh yeah, we should also pick up the... Yeah, there is one. It's in the library here, I think. Yeah, I've maxed out a few wizards. And I also have done a Storm Wizard too, or at least I started one. I don't have him maxed yet. But yeah, if there ever needs to be tips, I feel like I know quite a bit about the game.
You know, it occurs to me that as a visiting student, you haven't received any instruction in the history of this school. Rather than chew your ear with a boring lecture, I recommend seeking out part of the 4-book series The Pigswick Papers. This fine set of volumes will illuminate the darkness, stoke the imagination, and set you on a path of higher learning. Inconveniently, these works are spread throughout Wisteria, so you will have to keep your eyes open for them.
Ah, but yes, you enjoyed the game very much. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Yeah. I love this game personally. I always have so much trouble getting other people to do it, but it's always nice when somebody else picks it up on their own. Let's see. What else do we need? Okay, nothing here. Let's see. The books are Crystal Tower, Tournament Hall, Library Archives, Lord Bramble. Okay. So we need to just follow the main quest for a little bit. Okay, let's see. It's all the way over here. Beatrice.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. I'm Beatrice Wildwind from Weirwood.
I actually don't remember when Pigswick Academy was released, but was it released around the same time as Avalon?
I look forward to crossing spells with you. Good luck.
If it was, it would actually be kind of neat, but if it wasn't, then it would be super neat if we got like a little foreshadowing it from her. Because the Weirwood is definitely like a weird place.
Greetings, my fellow wizard. Please allow me to present myself. Kizai Shugenja, representing Mushu in this tournament.
I have longed to pit my magical skills against one of the Ravenwood school wizards, so this is fortuitous indeed.
And this has to be easily the longest bit of foreshadowing in the game where they released this and then had her be from Mirage.
It's a pleasure to meet you, student of Ravenwood. I am called Nalia Doonstrider, and I come from a place called Mirage.
Yeah, when was
I
Pigswick
am
Academy released?
unsurprised you have never heard of my world. It is a subtle place, an oasis in a desert of mystery. Perhaps we will speak more before the tournament.
Yeah, so August of 2011 apparently is when Wisteria came out. August of 2011 to, yeah, it's like 5 years. So we knew about Mirage in advance for like 5 years, and that's super cool.
You're the Wizard City representative? The tournament has really lowered its standards this time around, I suppose. You don't think you have a chance of winning, do you? The Spiral Cup isn't going anywhere, and I'll be the one to win it.
You place the Ravenwood class ring in the dresser. It should be safe here. You should report back to Mrs. Dowager.
I trust you had no trouble settling in. It's time you met the headmistress of Pigswick Academy, Belladonna Crisp. She makes a point of meeting all students. Please go to the headmistress's office and introduce yourself. Please don't be late. She's a strong believer in discipline.
I've been waiting. What kept you? I suppose you've been welcomed by Mrs. Dowager and passed Benedict's test, so let's dispense with the formalities. I'm not sure what claptrap and nonsense they fill your head with at Ravenwood, but at Pigswick Academy, we study real magic. The first order of business will be for you to go and meet the professors here. They're a top-notch group, without exception. I hope they can straighten out some of the foolishness Ambrose and his cronies may have passed along. The classrooms are located throughout the city. You should speak to everyone in whatever order you please. They are as follows. Professor Thaddeus Bryce, who teaches Tempest Magic. The Earth Professor is our very own Chester Drawls. Ember Magic is taught by Professor Anku, Edna Fuligan teaches Spirit, and Chaos is Hieronymus Bunch. Rounding out our faculty are Quentin Burble teaching Frost Magic, and Velma Pepper in the Equilibrium classroom. You look confused. You don't know those schools of magic. Speak to our faculty. Perhaps they can help.
Welcome to the School of Earth Magic, young wizard. From the look of the soil on your boots, you're from Wizard City, right? I am Professor Drawers. Chester Drawers. What? Why are you smirking? At any rate, I teach Earth magic here at Pigswick Academy. Magic of ground, growth, and the untamed wild. Because my school is that of the Earth, I find it stifling to teach inside, so I lecture outside whenever possible. Other schools teach flights of fancy and arcane manipulation of ethereal flummery, but Earth magic is the magic of the real. From Earth came all things, and eventually, all shall return to its clutches. Unless you have further questions, I really must return to my duties. So many papers to grade.
Hello there! Did I surprise you? I'll wager you're thinking, "Whoa, is that a Yeti? Teaching? I'd never expect that." Chaos! That's the sort of thing I teach here. I am Professor Hieronymus Bunch, and Chaos Magic is my school of specialization. Chaos is the magic of the unexpected, the unusual, the unpredictable. It defies logic and turns things downside up. Anything and everything you can imagine can be found in chaos, except order. Order is boring. You don't want to find that. We'll talk more later, I'm sure. Or am I?
Come on, Internet, I believe in you. Don't cut out on me again.
Well, hello there, my little friend. What brings you here? You want to learn about frost magic? You should talk to someone who knows then. Oh, that would be me. Caught me off guard, you did. Right. Where was I? I am Professor Quentin Purple at your service. You may have surmised that I am not from around these parts. I teach Pigswick Academy students about the nature of frost. Frost is fleeting and quick, a fragile and delicate thing. It appears rarely, but when it does, it forms crystals of amazing beauty and complexity. Frost is like magic in that. Do you understand frost magic now? Because I'm afraid I don't know more than that. I'm behind in my lesson preparation.
Ah, my poor Internet. Now, as I was saying, I want to be able to do, like, little spinning circles in the air. All I have are a bunch of garbage spells for hitting people. I want the cool other bits of magic. That. Oh yeah, this is actually one of the more interesting ones because, again, the only other balance instructor, or I guess equilibrium in this case, is another dog. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I guess it's like a connection between Crocotopia and Marleybone, but still, it is kind of interesting.
Why, hello there, young wizard. You have the look of a newcomer to Pigswick Academy. Welcome to my laboratory. I am Professor Velma Pepper, and I teach the magic of equilibrium. My school represents bringing order to the spiral. The natural world is full of confusion and disorganization, and thus it is the role of the equilibrium wizard to create harmony. We must use whatever tools we have in this important duty. All are equal, so long as they perform the task at hand. I trust that what I've taught you instills a semblance of order to your own worldview. Now, though, I must return to work.
Oh, okay. So I figured it out. So apparently it mutes whenever I click off of OBS, because I'm just kind of checking out my stream right now, making sure that it's actually still working, unlike before. Yeah, very bizarre that it cut out like that again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to stitch these 3 different parts together, because these are all the same stream. I had to restart it like 2 times. Yeah, so apparently it mutes whenever I click off of OBS or into something else. Let me see. Even though that shouldn't be how it works. Maybe it's a button I'm clicking? Okay, so apparently spacebar is a hotkey for muting even though I didn't set it. Okay, so apparently that's how it works. Wait a minute, if it mutes every time I press spacebar, well, why if I press it in-game? Okay, no, it doesn't work in-game, so it only works whenever I'm actually on the tab itself. Yeah, I'm sorry for the quick little experimentation like that. I am just genuinely a little bit curious. Because the game keeps doing this to me. Or if not the game, my internet keeps cutting out. So I really want to figure it out. Oh but yeah, this is always one of the more funny things. Where it's just like a flat little image like that. Of a little ghost popping out of the ground. It's like super low res and everything.
Who dares disturb me? You must be here for the tournament, eh? Another of those tiresome Meet the Professors tours. Let me introduce myself then. I am Professor Edna Fuligen, and I instruct Pigswick students in spirit magic. Spirit magic concerns the ghostly state that exists after life. We are students of the... I've heard of problems with Professor Malastair back at Ravenwood. Maybe his assistant Dworgen will be better.
Yeah, I really like this. I like the idea that it's actually just like a little paper cutout being lifted up by like a string or something. It would be kind of weird if she just like had like a random ghost that she just summoned into her classroom all the time.
Greetings, O honored guest from Wizard City. I am Professor Anku, your humble servant and guide to Ember Magic.
I kind of wish we would have gotten like a little match wand like this.
Ember Magic is about warmth and security. In the cold dark of the spiral, Ember is like a warm hug to stretch
My internet's cutting out again. What's going on? It's flashing yellow and orange.
Wizards who study Ember Magic are not very adventuresome and prefer the comforts of hearth and home. Ember Wizards are crafters, doctors, and cooks, using flame to forge artifacts,
Don't cut out on me
treat
again,
injuries,
internet.
or bake cookies. So from the Ember we can learn much. Better to be safe and patient than to leap into action. I hope that explains things.
Yeah, don't cut out on me again, please. Oh no. He's like randomly going between like 4,000 to 6,000, which 6,000 is actually pretty normal. Yeah, I don't know if like the stream is lagging because of that or what. By the way, I am having some issues. Technical difficulties again. I don't want to have to end the stream over this.
Greetings, young wizard. I am Professor Thaddeus Bryce, Professor of Tempest Magic.
I might have to though, just so I can like figure out what's going on with my internet.
I suppose you're interested in learning something about Tempest Magic, right? Tempest Magic is about duality and hidden meaning. Like the tide, it's about the ebb and flow of life.
Interesting.
The surface is stormy to be sure, but beneath it is dark and quiet, and the waters are deep beyond imagining.
Yeah, so we beat up a bunch of these guys in Crab Alley, but this dude's actually well spoken.
I gather they teach a slightly different approach at Ravenwood, but I'm fairly certain that here we have it right.
Yeah. We beat up a bunch of these guys, and I kind of questioned their intelligence before, because this guy is like the only actually smart one out of all of them. Like, the rest of them can speak, but they seem pretty stupid. So I'm not entirely sure, like, how their actual, like, intelligence works. They're, like, as smart as fish, or they're, like, as smart as people. And that guy's just an exception, or what? I don't know. But yeah. My internet is being super weird today. Back to normal now. But if it keeps cutting out like that, I would have to end and, like, call my internet service provider or something. And ask them what's going on. Because I don't think there's anything that would be causing fluctuations like that.
Did the tour of our faculty help repair the inadequacies of your prior education?
Because it's already cut out twice today. So I'm not entirely sure what to do about that.
Perhaps when the tournament is over, you can transfer from Ravenwood to Pigswick and really learn something. I've heard that at Ravenwood, they teach you that the source of all magic is a tree. And it's in the center of your school. How awfully convenient that must be. Do they really expect you to believe such nonsense? At Pigswick Academy, we recognize that the source of all magic is a fountain, not a tree. And it's right here on campus. If you take a look at the fount of magic, you'll see the error of your ways. It's in the center of campus, not far from here. When you're finished, return here and let me know what you've observed. You're a student, so go on, learn something.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit awkward for Twitch, because I think I'm gonna have to upload all 3 pods separately. Which will be a bit awkward, but I might have to just, like, stitch these all together for, like, the YouTube upload. But yeah. Anyways, hopefully it's over for now. So we can just continue with Pigswick Academy.
You examine the fount of magic. Looks like any other fountain. Something doesn't add up about this place.
Yeah, Bartleby can talk. If the fountain could talk, though, then they'd have a pretty compelling argument. As to why their fountain is the actual source of all magic. Yeah, put a little face on that thing and make it talk, and then we can talk about it.
Did you notice anything magical about the fount? I mean, surely you saw how it must be the one true source of magic. You know, we heard from Headmaster Ambrose that you were good at solving problems. I've a mind to put that to use. Go and speak with Captain O'Hare outside the gate to Pegasus Place. Tell him I sent you and that you're there to help.
Alright. So, we need to remember to grab the wallflower from there. Get access to any other quests. We did. Yeah, we need to make sure we grab absolutely everything while we're here, so we never have to come back to Wisteria again. Because while I'd definitely like to come back later, I'd rather not miss like a single side quest and then be like, oh yeah, we're like at level like 130 or something. And then we have to come all the way back over to Pigswick Academy and be like, oh yeah, we forgot this single fetch quest.
As a scholar of the rare and impossible, I am fascinated by the incursion of wood goblins and hobgoblins on Pegasus Place. I would like to know more about them, particularly their tactics, strategies, battle. Can you go to Pegasus Place and scrap with a handful of each type and return here with notes about what you've learned?
Yeah, so there's actually a bunch of quests like that. Not a bunch of quests, a bunch of stuff like that. So these guys are also from Avalon. Mysterio was good at both, like, introducing the cheating bosses and also just, like, foreshadowing, like, the later worlds. It is kind of weird that they introduced Mirage 5 years early, but then they were also like, oh yeah, it's a little, secret and oasis. Like a little secret oasis in the sand or something is what she said. And then when you actually get to Mirage, it's like one of the most populated places you've ever seen.
Sorry, no admittance. Pegasus Place is off limits to students and faculty until further notice. Headmistress Crisp sent you. I'm not sure. If you're anything like the students here, I can't see how that will help. Still, if she vouches for you, then who am I to argue? Let me explain the problem and you see what you can do. Pegasus Place has been taken over by a fierce band of goblins. We don't know where they came from, or how to send them back. You'd be doing us a favor if you could jump in and thin the wood goblins' ranks. Make them think twice about staying. Can you go into Pegasus Place and defeat 6 wood goblins, and return to me when you're done? Be careful in there.
Yeah, I found it kind of funny that these, that, you know, they're talking about how, like, useless the students are. When you actually think about it, that kind of makes sense. Like, why would you rely on the students to do all the work? Like, Pigswick Academy is, like, the only normal place in the Spiral, relatively speaking. In regards to that. Because, you know, unlike in Wizard City, the guards here are actually more competent at their jobs than the students are. Which I find interesting. Yeah, and people make fun of Pigswick Academy for it. I mean, I wouldn't want to have to do the job of, like, the random police officers and stuff that are around me. Just because I want to learn how to do magic. That seems like a very bad deal. I don't know. You get to spend most of your days just like lazing around, doing those little air circle cartwheel spinning things. I'm not entirely sure how to call that. It's like walking on air, but in like a circle. But yeah, you get to spend your days slacking off doing that. The tests are super easy. You know, Pigswick Academy seems like a way better school of magic than like Ravenwood does. Also, they don't expect you to do free labor for them, so that's also a plus. Then again, I'm pretty sure this place charges tuition or something. Which, considering the fact that we were kidnapped, I don't think we'd have the money to pay for it, either way. Because we were just kidnapped from Earth, so yeah, we wouldn't really have the money to pay for tuition, because I'm pretty sure the implication is that everyone here is just like a rich trust fund kid. Which would also be worth it though, because these are some very nice buildings. Got some nice aesthetics to it. Pigswick Academy and Wisteria in general do look very nice. Like, the Wisteria Villa is still, like, my favorite house, even, like, including all the patrons. overall, thankfully, we're still super overpowered for this point in the game, because we can still just use a single enchanted sandstorm, and by the time that we can actually have pips for it, we can just one-shot everything still. Which is very nice. Okay, cool. Are there any other side quests in here? Not yet. But I think one appears immediately after turning this one in.
You certainly sent some of them packing. Things might be a little safer now that they know not to mess with you. Our head gardener, groundskeeper Vern, is missing. Can you go back into Pegasus' place again and see if he's all right?
Okay, cool. We're level 29. So one more level, and then we'll be able to do our very first Olympus tournament.
Why, hello. What are you doing here? This place isn't safe for students.
Or Aquila Dungeon. I think the first one actually is Mount Olympus, though.
Wisteria was once wild and overgrown with vines, but we cut them back and made this place a school. Pigswick Academy. I am groundskeeper Vern, head gardener around here. It is my job to know every inch of these streets and parks. These goblins and their hobgoblin overseers are new, arriving just when the tournament was to begin. They're not native to this world of Wisteria, so I would like to know where they came from. Since they arrived, some strange new plants have sprung up on Pegasus Place, and I suspect they're tied to the new visitors. Can you go and collect 3 samples of these strange plants, so I can do some research into their world of origin?
I'm guessing they must have released this world like right before Avalon. Which is why they probably brought this up so much, and why they also made all the models for it and everything. Yeah, maybe that was the actual point of Wisteria. It's just a neat thing to hold people over until the next major world in Arc 2. It's definitely a good reason to do it, I think. Let's see. Where's the wallflower in here? Should be somewhere around here if I'm remembering correctly. Well, whatever. I might actually have to pull up like a guide for them. But anyways. It is very nice to see all the effort that was put into Wisteria. Yeah, thankfully he just respawns and just come right back and grab them.
Wonderful. I'll compare these to my field journal, Plants of the Spiral, and see what I can learn. With the guards afraid to enter Pegasus Place, the area's undefended. What's the area? Well, it's the stables where we raise Pegasi to be trained as mounts and gifted throughout the spiral. If you're up to it, could you check on Lap and Wing Tamer, the stable master of the area? The area's just down the street.
Okay, any more side quests? Yes, we just got one. Okay, cool. Yeah, we really need to make sure we stay on top of these, because they're very easy to miss.
I understand from your Ravenwood transcripts that you're quite a detective, willing to help solve mysteries. We have a slight problem here in Pigswick's Merchant Street. Someone has spent some false gold, illusions cast on pebbles. Speak with the merchants affected, Oliver Quickneedle, Ophelia Moonreach, and Geoffrey Spellsmith, to find the guilty party.
Pigswick Academy has some pretty good music too. Okay, so we have to do it in a certain order. gonna be a lot harder to miss any of them that way.
Are you here about the false gold? Most disturbing that someone from Pigswick would stoop to such larceny.
Funny that a place known for cheating and just like generally underhanded, like lazy people would be unsuspected immediately of, you know, cheating people out of money.
I have done business today with Professor Anku, Kisai Shugenja, Blaze Flamerender, Sergeant Harvey, and Danetta Sunscroll.
You've come about the counterfeit gold coins, yes? Good to see someone is paying attention to this terrible crime. I have done business today with Danetta Sunscroll, Randolph Spellshine, and Eloise Clockwarden. One of them is the guilty one.
It is kind of convenient for them. You know, the people in all the worlds of the Spiral, that the worlds are so small that like every place is like a small town in effect, where everyone knows who everyone else is.
Headmistress Crisp is sending students to do her detective work? Foreign students, no less. How strange.
Yes, it is very strange.
At any rate, today has been a slow day. The only business I've done was with Professor Drawers and Danetta Sunscroll.
This guy sell anything good? No. No. Okay. Might as well. We've only used up like 4 of them. Might as well just restock all of our sand scrolls too. Yeah, so the guilty party is pretty obviously Danetta Sunscroll. Now it's just gonna be a matter of fact for to walk all the way back over to the headmistress and then head all the way back over to confront her. Pretty easy detective work, all things considered. It's the bureaucracy of having to check in with the headmaster every time we go back. A headmistress. My bad.
Good work. Using the process of elimination, the only one to have visited all 3 merchants was Danetta Sunscroll. Since we've determined Danetta Sunscroll is the only one to have visited all 3 merchants, she may be the guilty one. I'd like to ask you to go speak to her. She may confess something to another student that she wouldn't tell me. Danetta Sunscroll should be in the student dormitory. Talk to her, find out what she has to say, and return to tell me.
I know why you're here. You found me out, didn't you? I've been feeling guilty about it all day. I knew it was a bad idea to spend that fake gold I got from the hobgoblins on Pegasus Place, but I thought it would be fun. I'll pay back everyone I gave the fake gold coins to. You can tell Headmistress Crisp I'll abide by any punishment she chooses.
Kind of weird that the hobgoblins would go through the trouble of handing out fake money just to help. Not to help, but like, I don't know, to play pranks. It's a very indirect way of messing with the inhabitants of the world. Although I guess any amount of damage they can do would help with their little invasion thing that they're doing. But yeah. I'm actually starting to get pretty tired. I think it's because I ended up taking like a Benadryl. I don't really have any good allergy medication, but I think I've actually started developing some in recent years. And so I take it to help out. But now I'm already starting to feel the effects of it a little bit, I think.
So, the culprit suffered from a guilty conscience. I'm sad to see a good student gone bad, but at least she feels remorse. So, the hobgoblins that have overrun Pegasus Place are up to no good, giving my students the means to make mischief.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
They must be taught a lesson. Go into Pegasus Place and thrash 3 of those bounders, 1 for each merchant robbed. Actually, make it 4. Add 1 extra for the student they turn into a criminal.
Oh, cool, we get a pet from this one. Yeah, I think what I might end up doing is, since I already had to split up the stream so much because of the random internet issues I've been having, I'm not even sure if I'll be able to finish Pigswick Academy in one stream. Because I was thinking of streaming a little bit longer, but since I'm already going to be doing a stream again later tonight, I might just end this one whenever, like, the medicine, like, really starts to, like, get too much for me to handle. I'll just, end the stream there, and then what I'll do is I'll just, take a nap or something, and then continue the stream later tonight.
Whoa! I dared not hope anyone would come to find me with the goblin horde all around. I don't know who was crazy enough to send a kid into this place, but as far as I'm concerned, any help is welcome.
Yeah, you see, it seems a little bit condescending, but when you think about it, it's actually pretty much common sense that you wouldn't send kids to go do this stuff.
My first concern is for the well-being of the Pegasi under my care. Can you help me see to their feeding?
Sure.
Unfortunately, the goblins came through and stole all of their food. I don't know why, because they don't even eat the stuff. Tell you what, if you want to help, you'll get back 5 bags of Pegasus feed. You'd be a lifesaver.
I mean, it seems like their job is just to inconvenience you. I was gonna say that this isn't a very good hiding spot, since he wasn't counting on anybody finding him. But again, I'm pretty sure the goblin's stubby little legs couldn't actually make it all the way up here, because these are some pretty high ledges for them. Like, this would be like half their body size, I think. So maybe that actually is a pretty good hiding spot from them. Okay, let's see. The wallflower should be around here, so I'm not sure why I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's further in. I don't like pulling up guides for them, generally just because, you know, it's a kid's game. I should be able to find it, but apparently not. Oh, these guys are balanced. That's not good. Actually, their health shouldn't be that much, so I should still be able to one-shot them. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to look up where these wallflowers are. Oh. Well, depending on how much resist they have, I might need the second blade. Although I'm not entirely sure. Oh, never mind, it's right before the Crystal Tower. Yeah, we'll just use this. Oh, never mind, I put a weakness on me. So either way, it didn't really matter. Yeah, okay, pretty easy. Okay, cool, we can still one-shot them, even with a weakness on us. Which I think means that with a single blade, we should still be able to kill them. Let's see, here it is. Very nice. We're gonna end up wanting to grab silver chests usually a lot later on in the game, but at this point, they're not really very helpful. They still don't give anything good, and I'm not even sure if they dropped the shock keys this early on in the game. So I think we'll hold off on that. But yeah, anyone who's watching, if you're relatively new to the game, because it does seem like a lot of new people come to these streams, or like people who aren't like super familiar with it. There's some good reagents and stuff you can get from the silver chests, but they really pop up a lot more in the later worlds. So around the time of Arc 3, or near the end of Arc 2 especially, you're going to want to grab every single silver chest you can. Just a little tip. Because you get shock keys, which are kind of a general reagent. Then you can also get some of the rarer reagents from every world, especially like Azteca, where you're going to want a lot of the agave nectar. It's a lot easier to get them from the silver chests than anywhere else.
Well, good work. That reminds me of an old joke. What do Pegasi like to eat?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that there's always like this one statue in the actual stables, meanwhile the rest of them are just running around freely.
Flapjacks!
Good one.
Well, thanks for your help. I'd feel much better, though, if I were able to lock the Ares doors against the goblin horde. I left my keys inside, but they were stolen by the hobgoblins when they ransacked the place. Could you recover the stable keys from the hobgoblin who took them? When you get them, bring them back to me.
I'm really glad that they nerfed all the HP of the mobs and bosses and stuff even back in the earlier worlds, because otherwise this section of the game would be a lot more difficult for me. These hobgoblins. Because I'm pretty sure they'd have like close to 1,000 HP otherwise. Like, Pigswick Academy, Wisteria. I keep using the two names interchangeably, but it is technically Wisteria. Was genuinely like one of the more difficult sections of the game. Relative to like the level you could do it. Okay, let's see if we can one-shot them with just one blade. Yeah, this place used to be super difficult, but with the HP nerf and some other things, it does seem like it might be a little bit easier. Yeah, or a lot easier. Okay, how many quests did we complete? We completed that one. We completed that one, and this one. Okay, cool. We got all of them in one. Are there any quests being grabbed? Yes, there are. We don't want to leave this place just yet, because I think he might give us a quest to kill goblins. That's generally how this sort of thing goes. Man, the Wizard101 soundtrack is super good. I think instead of like playing like normal music or something, I might just be like blasting Wizard101 music at some point.
Can you help me? Before the goblin horde appeared, I left my special shears on the street. Now they're gone. I suspect the wood goblins took them, as they have a bit of magic in them, and goblins crave any enchanted trinkets.
There we go. Extra little bit of lore. Deep lore. Goblins like enchanted trinkets. For some reason. Then again, who wouldn't?
I'd take it as a personal favor if you could get those shears back from the wood goblins.
I mean, I wouldn't steal them, but honestly, I'd be pretty likely to collect like a bunch of random magical objects if I lived in this world too. Can't really blame them. It would be kind of cool if I just had like a pair of magical scissors. That I think what the magic does is like it lets you cut out any shape on like these bushes and stuff, which is how they get all the fancy bush shapes. So I think that's what it is if I remember correctly, and that would be super cool to have. Magical objects in general just seem like a fun, like, little concept. Again, it's weird that stuff like that isn't brought up very much in Wizard101. Because, like, we know that stuff like rune magic and scrolls and enchanted items, like, we know they exist, but we only ever grab them for other people during quests. I mean, I guess we're technically wearing enchanted gear, hypothetically. And that's why like our clothes have like magical effects where like they increase our health and stuff. But still, it would be cool if we could have like extra pieces of gear. Like, I don't know, like little things that like when we pick them up in our backpack they provide like passive effects. I think that'd be cool. Like imagine they introduced like a dungeon or something where at the end of it you got like a little like item, or like they introduced like a new section of the backpack called like important items or something, and for each like for like artifacts or something, and for like each artifact had like a passive effect where like I don't know, like one increased like the drop rate of like certain things, It's like, oh, you know, you did this quest and you got this artifact, and now you get like 2% more gold drops.
Now that you have those shears back, an idea presents itself.
It'd be pretty cool, I think. Or like we could even like craft our own artifacts. So like we could have like whatever effect we want, and we could have like one from like a crafted list. So it's like, oh yeah, you can have any one of these things, but like you can only have one at a time. So you have to like craft each one individually whenever you want it. I think that'd be cool.
If you have a bit of elbow grease and some time to spare, I could greatly use some of your help. The vines sprouting all over Pegasus Place need to be trimmed back, and I'm too weary to face them.
Dude, you've been standing around resting this whole time.
Could you take my lucky shears and trim back 3 unwanted vines? I've tied a kerchief to them. Come back when you're done.
You know, people act like it's the students that suck, but they're just being like normal kids. You know, meanwhile, you have these adults who the second a kid who comes along who's actually willing to do their jobs for them, they just lean back and start being lazy. Tisk tisk. Pathetic. You know what it is? The Pigwick students, they have self-respect. They know what they're worth. They don't do free labor. Not like us. Then again, I guess we get all the connections and stuff, so I guess we technically win. By, like, doing all this stuff. I don't know, which one's better? Getting, like, a super easy college degree that you can just get by spinning in circles, like in the air all day? Or going around saving the world all the time? Which life would you prefer? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure which one I would. Let's see, do these ones respawn, or do I need to, like, find out where that last one was? I feel like it should be in a really obvious place, I'm just missing it, but I don't remember where it is. No, here it is. Alright, this one respawned. Either way works. Like that. Yeah, no. Whatever the wizard goes through, it seems like a bit too much effort for it to actually be worth it.
The street looks much better for your efforts, I can tell you. You've shown a real knack for gardening, and you're already in possession of my magic shears. So I have a proposal.
We could do more of his work.
There are a few shrubs on the street that need to be trimmed back and shaped, but I've got to admit I'm stumped. I usually have great ideas for what to do with them, but I've exhausted my repertoire. Can you give them a try? Just go to the shrubs and do your magic. Think of something amazing and the shears will do the rest of the work.
Yeah, see? These shears are awesome. I wish I had artifacts like that. Okay, we made a gobbler. Trimming bushes for like hedges has always been a very bizarre concept to me because like they're like filled with branches, right? Like how do you trim them into shapes like that? I'm not sure if it's like a specific like breed of bush that you can do it with, or if it's like just a specific technique that you have to use. But like, how could you shape something like that? Because normally it's just like 1 inch of leaves and then like the rest is like 3 feet of like nothing but sticks. But it's always like, they always still look super lush, like even whenever you cut them down like several inches. So I'm not entirely sure if it's just like that specific type of bush, or if it really is just like a skill thing. Maybe if you do it enough, like the leaves start to grow earlier on the branches. It definitely is cool to see though. Oh, wow, all of our hard work already is gone. No. Well, whatever. I kind of like how these ones look better like that anyways. Definitely beats having to stare at like a fat gobbler statue for the next several months.
Amazing work. You have a real knack for this.
Or bush, not statue. Okay, cool. Next, we need to talk to Thaddeus Bryce. This guy sells seats. Okay, cool. Prickly bear cactus is a pretty good seed to have because they drop a snack that gives a decent amount of XP, all things considered. Just like another beginner tip. Or they can also be sold for a lot at the bazaar, and they also take barely any gardening levels to actually plant, so it is a very efficient way to do things. Although they're definitely not the ones you should be relying on if you have access to any of the other options.
If it isn't one of our distinguished visiting students, I was wondering if you could help me with a small matter. If you find yourself on Tanglewood Way, could you take a small sample of water from the pickle fount near the entrance? I have some concerns about the quality of the water, and none of my students are willing to help me out.
Yeah, I wonder why. You know, I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact there's a literal invading army of goblins on the street at that very moment. Meanwhile, this big buff teacher dude just is asking everyone else to do it for him.
Thank you for your research. I hope it wasn't too academic for you.
Okay, nice. So no other quests, none of that. Let's see. We talked to the rabbit guy again. And we need to talk to Belladonna. Yeah, these worlds do seem a lot more populated now. Oh, there it is. Let's go and get it again. Very nice. Very stylish. I like to get a bunch of those and just like stick them along the wall of my house just so I can see them like running along the wall and jumping off. It looks like a pretty cool stuff.
And so the matter comes to a satisfying conclusion. I dare say we make an excellent team, young wizard.
He didn't do anything. Okay, cool. We got the golden pickle pet. This used to be my favorite one. I like how the pickles look. They look super derpy. And I like derp face stuff. Yeah. If it weren't for the fact that I do need the spells, I really would like to be able to just put these same stats on any of these other ones and use them, but unfortunately we do need the item cards, which is why they really need to make pet stitching a thing. Like, the idea has been brought up before, but they've never really, like, talked about it. Yeah, I really need that Balance Blade and Feint card, so I can't just abandon my Snappy Griffin, but I do definitely wish I could have something stupid looking like a pickle as a pet. Back in the days where whatever pet you used didn't matter. Yeah. A lot of people think adding stats to pets in general was a mistake, which I'm not entirely sure I'd agree with, because they do add like a layer of depth to certain things. Certain strategies and stuff. But yeah, it definitely is kind of annoying to not be able to play with the pet you want. Especially a pet like this, which is technically a paid-only pet. Thankfully, lots of people are willing to hatch them for free, including me. I've hatched this pet with plenty of other with plenty of other people who wanted a Snappy Griffin before. So it's not like you need to buy the bundle, but it was originally only from like this like super expensive bundle, which is kind of limited.
You've done it. Thanks to you, the area will be secure.
I paid a little bit.
When the Goblin Horde first arrived, I did some scouting to see what was going on. I saw where they came from. The goblins sprung from a magical portal down the street. You should take a look at it and tell Groundskeeper Vern.
Let's see, any new quests? No. Okay. So now we need to find this pickle fountain. which I'm not sure where it is. Oh, okay. It's at the very beginning of the place, like we said, but I didn't see it. Let's just investigate this.
You examine the magic portal. It would be risky to interfere with it without understanding it. You should describe it to groundskeeper Vern. Maybe he's figured out where those plants came from by now.
Oh, hey, this bush hasn't reset yet. What's up with that? Why didn't the other one do it? Ah, same with that one. Only the very first bush we cut ended up resetting. Let's see, where is this thing? Is it over near the Tower of the Elephant, though? Oh wait, no, it's the Tanglewood Way, which is where we're going to be heading next. Pegasus place. Speaking of, I mentioned this before. This place is where you would get the energy elixir drops from Grub Guardian.
Those plants you collected for me earlier were listed as native to the world known as Weirwood.
Weirwood? That's not a world.
If the goblins are coming through a magic portal, then it stands to reason that they are from Weirwood as well. A student from Weirwood came to the tournament. Beatrice Wildwind, I think her name was. Maybe you've met her.
Weirwood is part of,
Maybe you can ask her if she knows anything about this magic portal. I'd hate to think she was responsible, but best to check.
Wait, what? It's part of... The Weirwood is part of Avalon, though. Why is it being called, like, its own separate world? Is that, like, the original name for Avalon? Was like the Weirwood? That's kind of weird. Because the Weirwood, to my understanding, is, like, a combination of different zones in Avalon. That's very bizarre. Why didn't they call it Weirwood? I don't know, so I guess that would imply that, yeah, it actually was, like, made before Avalon was even actually a thing.
What's that? A magic portal? From my world? It can't be! From what you describe, the plant is wild viridian. It grows native to Weirwood, where I come from. The goblins like to use it as a seasoning, so they plant it wherever they go. If it's here on Wisteria, it's their doing. A goblin portal is dangerous to meddle with, but I know of an incantation that can close it, never to return. We'll need some ingredients for the incantation, and those can be found in the Merchant Street, here in Pigswick Academy. Here's a list of ingredients. Visit the merchants listed and return to me when you have the items on my list.
Beatrice copies a list of ingredients from her spell book and gives it to you. Some of these items seem a little strange.
Okay, so, I just realized this, but she has a straight-up knife, whereas this guy has to have a wooden sword. That seems a bit bizarre, that they would have different rules for it. Hang on just a moment, I'm gonna go check something out. Sounds like somebody stopped by my house. Maybe a package delivery? I don't know, let me go see real quick. BRB. We got a bot in the meantime. Very nice. Yes. But yeah. Somebody just came. So. Very. Nothing important. Let's see. Right, we need to head to the shopping district area. Let's see, any new quests? They can and do just like appear randomly, like after every single quest you do, you have to check because they'll just show up randomly.
A spindle of enchanted thread, spun from fog and spiderweb? I have that right here.
Very nice. Of course, like anything else, they have to rhyme. I wasn't sure if it was like a package or something that I needed to sign for.
A crystal? Made of the dried tears of a cyclops? Those are on special this week.
Yeah, because, you know, Black Friday is coming up, so we have already ordered some things. Let's see, Joffrey Spellsmith. This guy. I'm sure I'm talking to them a lot. I wonder what they think of us just coming in and out and moving back and forth. Just coming in and being like, oh hey, we need to find out who made these counterfeit coins. Oh, we need to find out this, we need to find out that.
Rainbow ink from a sky squid. You're in luck. The shipment from Imperia just came in.
Another Arc 3 world that got mentioned a lot was Imperia in advance. And they constantly mention the sky squids of Imperia, and then you get there and there's only the one. That was a huge letdown. Because they made it sound like sky squids would be like the replacement for birds or something. So they'd be like everywhere.
Some adamant metal filings? Sure, I have that laying around. I usually throw it back in the kiln to melt again.
Okay, cool. Got everything we need. Yeah, see. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm gonna talk to her too.
A flask of breath caught from a night gaunt? I'm pretty sure I have one somewhere. You're welcome to it.
Oh, cool, Wisteria. Yep. Welcome, Mountain Dew. How are you doing today? But yeah, we're moving on to Wisteria so I can get the level 20 Pip Wand. Just so that way I don't have to buy it from the bazaar. Because I was gonna come around here anyways. I figured instead of continuing all the way with Marleybone, I might as well grab it now. Doing good? Good to hear.
There, that should do it. Bad news. I looked at my spell book and I realized I have the ingredients for the ritual, but I don't have the incantation.
Oh, come on. How could you lose that?
They should have a copy of it at the library here in Pigswick Academy. Could you go to the librarian? I think the librarian is named Hugo Chatterley. Tell him it's of utmost importance.
Man. You know, they say school sucks, but it seems like they have access to literally everything you actually need. Why do they have a spell book from Avalon? I don't know. But for some reason they have it. You know, so this place really is just full of rich people. Even if they're supposed to be portrayed as incompetent, I guess. But at this point I'm more convinced that these guys are just like normal and we're the weird ones. Because again, who's gonna leave a student to do all this stuff?
An incantation to dispel a goblin portal? That's not exactly the sort of spell we let new students meddle with.
Technically, we're not a new student, we're an old student, we're just a new student to here, and we're not even a student here, we're just visiting.
That's in the restricted collection. I can only release the incantation with the permission of the headmistress. Speak to Headmistress Crisp and return to me with the permission slip. It's but a formality, but rules are rules.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to deal with the bureaucrat again. Thankfully, as far as, like, bosses go, Belladonna Crisp is actually a pretty good one, I think. Not just because she's kind of thick, but because she's, you know, very forward and to the point. Very efficient in terms of like dealing with this stuff. Not like Ambrose, who just tells us to deal with everything and then doesn't give us any help. At least she actually like assists with the stuff as she actually can. Wait, back up.
What's this? I send you to help Captain O'Hare, and the next I hear from you, you're talking about dispelling goblin portals? Very well then. I'm getting a clear picture of how Ambrose runs his school. And believe me, it's not a pretty picture.
Yeah, she really likes to be informed of literally everything that happens.
Take this back to Chatterley and tell him he's to help you to the best of his abilities. Is that all?
Headmistress Crisp hands you a permission slip for you to access the incantations book that you need.
You know, originally when I went through this world, I was kind of like, you know, everyone here is kind of condescending, but now I'm really coming around to seeing their point. The way Ambrose runs his school is very bizarre. You know, the guards are weaker than the students. They tell us to do everything. He just kind of leaves us to do everything by ourselves and doesn't give us any help or information. It's a very sink or swim kind of place when you actually look at it from an outsider's perspective.
Excellent. I took the liberty of copying the incantation you need while you were speaking with Headmistress Crisp.
Yeah, you see? Like, if this was at Ravenwood, he would have told us we had to go down to the ancient catacombs or something and go find it ourselves.
Use it with caution.
Hugo Chatterley hands you a strip of parchment paper with the incantation written carefully upon it.
Let's see, the incantation is a star, an exclamation point, the letter Z, a crescent moon, a very poorly drawn pentagon, or something else. It looks like a J that's poorly drawn, or a shoe, and a line. You know, I considering the fact that the incantation is just a bunch of random symbols, I can kind of see why you would forget what it is now. Tell us to go to Marleybone, then Crocotopia, and just to go back to Ravenwood. Exactly. Yeah, going down to the catacombs would be if we're completely lucky with the quest. Like, oh yeah, we have it here. And then like, oh no, we don't actually know where the catacombs need to go into are. So you need to go to Crocotopia in order to get an ancient text. Then go over to Marleybone to get it translated. And then go back to Crocotopia to give it back to that guy so he can get in the collection. Then he copies it and he gives it to you. Then you go over to Wizard City and do the entire dungeon. And that's how it would work. So yes, I agree with you. It's very bizarre.
I hope it wasn't any trouble.
Man, Arc 1 hit different.
If you're the only one who has permission to enter Pegasus Place, you'll have to perform the incantation yourself. Just take the items you collected from the merchants and the incantation you got from the library and follow the instructions. You should check in with groundskeeper Vern before you do anything. He should know what to expect if it goes badly. Don't worry, you'll be fine. I hope.
Yeah, this is kind of why I miss them making side worlds kind of like Wisteria Grizzleheimer. They're just very condensed into themselves. I mean, they kind of did it a lot with the later worlds too, where they made them a lot more self-contained. But I do kind of wish they would have had some more interesting little excursions on the side that we could have done too. So I guess that's asking too much of modern King's Isle, I guess. But yeah. Let's talk to this guy. Hopefully he's not feeling too lazy to do it. Because last time, despite standing around doing absolutely nothing while we did all the work, apparently now he's too lazy to do his job, and I guess someone else could do it for him.
You came back? Don't you realize this place is doomed?
Dude.
You brought a means of dispelling the magic portal? And all of the ingredients? Let me see that. There is a problem. The final ingredient in the spell requires the soul stone of the leader of the goblin horde. The goblins have spoken fearfully of Lord Graustark. I suspect that whoever he is, he's lurking in the tower down the street. You should go and defeat this Lord Graustark and collect his soul stone, the source of his magic. Only then can you use the incantation to dispel the portal. Return to me when you have done that impossible deed.
Thank you. Yeah. His soul stone. Very bizarre name for it, but I'm glad that it was just like the source of his magic, which implies it's just like a rock he has on him. Because for a second there I was thinking we would have to like rip out his soul and put it into a stone. Which would be very cool. And very much in character for us. But I still think that maybe we've been going a little bit too far. Now it's a Cyclops now. That's cool. These shrubs keep changing. I'm not sure if that's because of the magic of the shears or if it's just, you know, the game kind of glitching out. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, it's kind of neat.
Is it time already for my afternoon snack? I don't remember placing an order for Wizard, but you'll do.
Man, this guy was such a pain. I was actually like playing my balance wizard. Not my balance. This is my balance wizard, my myth wizard. I remember he was very difficult because he has a lot of HP. This is something unique about Wisteria, is that all of the bosses have a lot of HP. So like the mobs have like a pretty low amount, just like in one-shot range for like a single stance room. These guys on the other hand have like Mushu levels of health. Like Mushu boss levels of health. So like it skips ahead of world. The final boss of this has like, yeah, because Chester Drawers is actually kind of like the biggest roadblock in this world. Spoiler alert, by the way, we fight him. Because he's kind of like the Malister of this world, but not really. And what we end up doing is he has like 3k HP and cheats, so we're actually probably going to need to pick up Judgment. This is a very weird situation to be in though. Because I'm actually gonna have to like start packing like more hits. Let me see. Did they update his HP? Part of the reason why I'm excited for that new Wikipedia for Wizard101 is because the old one, Wizard101 Central, didn't really update stuff very quickly, so hopefully the new one will. Although it's still like months out. Hopefully it shows his updated HP. Wait, what? Wait, what? He only has 675 now. Hold on, what? Wait, what? Why does he only have 675 HP? He has less HP than his minions now. Is that what... Was that miswritten? Hold on. Here's the boss page on Wizard101 Central is saying that Chester Drawers only has 675 HP now. And one starting point.
You find a small, gleaming gem, shimmering with power. This must be the Soul Stone groundskeeper Vern spoke of.
Okay. We got a deck. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Did we get any new quests? We did. Okay, cool. Wait, so we just need to head back to... No, right, this portal. I was about to teleport back to the very entrance of the place.
You follow the instructions in the incantation, using the items you gathered and the Soul Stone to power it. When you finish the incantation, the magic portal vanishes. No more goblins will come through it.
Now hold on a second. Why are the boss health so low? Like every single one of them is saying it's like 675. And then the final boss of Pegasus Place, not Pegasus Place, but Wisteria is saying it only has 1080 health. But that guy had more health than apparently the final boss, Wisteria. So I'm not entirely sure what's happening with that. I'm not sure if the wiki is wrong or what. Or if they just like decided to nerf literally everything past that point. But Wisteria used to be a lot harder than. In which case, yeah, I don't even need to like prepare or anything. I could just speed through it.
By the great tree, you've done it! Lord Graustark will trouble this street no longer. You should tell Headmistress Crisp the wonderful news. Be proud of what you've accomplished.
Okay, so talk to her and talk to Fairy Girl again. Yes, we must have done like at least like 14 or so quests at this point, which means we're about halfway done with this world. I'm still surprised at how short it is. Only 38 quests.
What's that? You've impressed me. Maybe you've been able to learn a thing or two about magic, despite your training.
I still really need those, some more Pigswick Academy spells in my life. I want, like, ones where, like, we summon the teachers or something. That would be cool.
Though your aid in the Pegasus Place matter is appreciated, it will not affect your participation in the tournament. Speaking of, it is time for you to report to Mrs. Dowager. The first round of magical dueling is about to commence.
Perfect. Ah, more.
You must accept my apology for the delays with the tournament. They're readying some of the dueling halls for the matches. In the meantime, perhaps you can make yourself useful. Our librarian, Hugo Chatterley, is in need of assistance. Please visit the library when you're able, and ask Mr. Chatterley if he can find some use for you.
Hold up. I think I forgot to grab the book in there. I did. Okay, that was my bad. So yeah, we're gonna have to go back there and do it again. I'll grab it later. I'll just have to remember to do it on my way back out. I don't know, maybe we'll get another quest on Pegasus Place and we'll just do it then. Let's see. We need to grab the quest from Beatrice again.
My diary while I was sightseeing on Pegasus Place, and I'd like it back. I went to look around, but I suspect that one of the wood goblins took it. Can you go to Pegasus Place and get it back?
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to get up and go say something. Yeah. Let's see. Any new quests? Any other ones from a teacher or something? No. Okay, cool. So yeah, we already got the quest that we need to go back to Pegasus Place for. So it'll be easy. Just go back and grab that book really quick. Also, before I forget, it just occurred to me. Make sure we're always stocked up on these. Hopefully, because we already beat him once, maybe it'll be one of those things where we can just like walk around him this time. I doubt it, but it's worth a shot. I think this time instead what I'll do, instead of doing 2 sandstorms. You know what? Might as well try this out. I'll go for a single Spectral Blast against him. Something. And we'll put in some monstrous TCs. I kind of want to see how much Spectral Blast can actually do right now. Let's try walking around him. Oh, awesome, it worked.
After his unceremonious dismissal from the Ravenwood School of Magic, Sir Bainbridge Pigswick devised a plan. He would create a school of his own, where his unorthodox and less common philosophy of magic would be taught. Pigswick squandered his inheritance and purchased a deserted, vine-covered city on the world of Wisteria. Where others saw a series of wrecked, vine-choked buildings, Pigswick saw a magnificent school of magical arts.
Nice. So we just got the first little section of the lore of Wisteria. Lots of that's coming up. Especially since the next one is also going to be here. When we go into the library. Which should be any minute now. Let's see. Now we need to defeat the wood goblins. And let's see. Right, we need to talk to Miss Dowd. Next one will be in the tournament hall, library archives, Lord Bramble Tower. Okay, cool. Nothing important though. And we also need to talk to the librarian again. Alright, pretty easy. And we're almost level 30, which is very exciting. Since we're going all the way out of our way to grab this level 20 wand, I'm not going to immediately equip the Sky Iron Hasta that I have in my bank or something. But, yeah, that's going to be the main thing we end up using for a lot of this. As expected. Can't just put 10 universal damage and a power pip on a wand and then expect people to not use it over what? A wand that gives you like, I don't know, like 20 crit. And that's it. I do not know what they were thinking with the Sky Iron Hasta making a level 30 wand that was that strong. I still don't understand it. First try, question mark? No, not first try. Not even close. That's unfortunate. Maybe they didn't buff the drop rates here. I'm still not entirely sure how they did that, because I'm not sure if they ever actually, like, said in the update notes which ones they buffed specifically. Because I know they went back and they added, they increased the drop rates of a lot of these quest items in, like, the earlier ones. Just based on my personal experience so far. I'm not sure if they ever actually like stated about like how much, or like which world specifically. So let's see. Once again, we do not get a power pip. But thankfully, once we get our level 30 gear, our power pip chance will increase by a lot though, so we won't have to worry about too much. nice. And we'll also get a power pip starting at the beginning of every battle, which will be cool. Okay. Back to Beatrice. But first we're gonna talk to Hugo and Miss Dowager. Since I'm doing all the side content, I'm also not sure if I'm going to do the Barkingham Palace here, which is in Marleybone, and it's level 40 here. It's one of the easier to forget dungeons that exists, because the gear is really strong relative to its level, but it's kind of useless when you actually get down to it.
Bravo! I was hoping someone would be assigned to help me out. So much to do. One of my student assistants has gone missing while venturing into the stacks, our archives. I sent Deirdre Nightrose in to fetch a textbook for me, but she has yet to return. Could you go look for her? I'm sure Deirdre has just gotten lost, but help her out if she's run into trouble. See if you can bring the textbook back as well. You could do me quite a service and round up some overdue library books from several of my less conscientious students. According to my records, these students have overdue books. Martin Bellwether, Blaze Flamerender, and Randolph Spellshine. They are likely in the student dormitory or elsewhere on campus. Find them, get those books back, and return them to the library.
Okay, so we do need the excerpt papers that are in here, so we're just going to use them. And I think there's also a wallflower in there.
You hear a horrible growl and a faint cry for help.
Yeah, so the biggest thing about the Barkingham Palace gear is that it gives you a lot of damage. Like, just the hat gives you, like, 10 universal damage, which is a lot. And the robe gives you... it gives you 8 damage. It doesn't give you as much defense, though, so I'm pretty sure... yeah, it looks like the... yeah, the boots also give 10 damage. So the Zeus gear gives a little bit more in terms of defense, but the Barkingham Palace gear gives like a decent bit more damage. I'm not entirely sure if I'm just gonna go through that like rooftops and Barkingham Palace section just like once for the quest, or if I'm actually gonna grind gear for it. But I guess we'll see later. Oh, here's the Pigswick papers.
The Pigswick method of magic instruction teaches that students should be exposed only to theoretical discussion. Actual magic and spell casting is discouraged as vulgar and easy. The true path to magic is a restful attitude. For this reason, Pigswick students are given no homework, no studies, and spend most of their time taking naps. Well-rested students are eventually able to figure it out when it comes to the use of magic. Unfortunately, few Pigswick students ever become real wizards, and most enter other trades.
Yeah, so the one big thing about the Barkingham Palace gear is that the rings are really good relative to their level.
Summon this rough beast and I can't be rid of it.
Like, it gives health, it gives incoming healing, it gives damage, and it gives power pip, which is very good to get. But I'm not sure if it would actually be worth grinding it out, because it's not like I'm going to be doing like PvP for like level 1 or something, or like level 40 PvP or something. So yeah, it won't really be worth it, but it is very cool. Nothing else. Yeah, and this thing has 1400 health, so I'm pretty sure the wiki was just wrong. Maybe again, it's just like some random boss with 4 HP. Either way, I probably should have picked up Judgment in that case. Just that way I can do the big hits against these bosses, instead of having to waste like 2 or 3 sandstorms on them. Let's see. Yeah, we're in a weird situation. Where we have to wait on another sandstorm. Because unfortunately I don't think a scorpion with a blade will do 400 damage. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait this one out again. And I should have just thrown up a shield last turn. I don't know why I waited until now. Wasn't paying too close of attention, I guess. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so now we got the student.
Thank you for your help. I would have been trapped here all night if you hadn't come along. Tell Mr. Chatterley I'm all right. The textbook I was sent to find was about the magic of Grizzleheim. I'm not sure where the Wildclaw dropped it.
Okay. Find the textbook. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. Now I just need to go back to Hugo Chatterley, talk to him.
Zounds! A wild claw summoned into the stacks? What was Deirdre thinking?
Oh, that was it. I thought I would have more to say. Grab these books before we start the actual tournament section. The little magical tournament is a bit of fun. Kinda wish I'd do more of them, like I said before. But while we're at it, we might as well just talk around, see what these guys are up to.
My apologies. I had forgotten I had this checked out.
Yeah, some of them are cool. Lots of them are lit. Particularly Randall.
I've been so busy helping Master Glendemming with the tournament, I neglected to return that. Sorry.
Yeah, see, these guys are all apologetic and stuff. Then we're gonna come in here, talk to Randall. And then...
I don't see what the big deal is. I would have returned that book when I got around to it.
Yeah, like that. Okay. So now let's see. Yeah, basically it's just returned in. Lots of legworks this stream. Lots of legwork this stream. Like it was like 47 minutes until we got to the very first actual fight into it. Fight in it thing. Yeah, one Benadryl I took is actually starting to affect me a little bit, I think.
Great work. I'll make a book hound out of you yet.
Oh, okay, again, just single one-liners. Yeah, so much walking around. Kinda cool if we could get like more lore about it. Important about it, the lore is locked behind these little books. So, need to wait. Need to wait until either that or until I pull up the Spiral Compendium. outright her.
My diary! Thank you so much! You didn't read any of it, did you?
Oh, hello. Welcome, Hads21. Welcome. Yes, how are you doing? Yeah, sorry if I missed your message initially. I was a bit focused on the game. Let's see. Now. That is just Tanglewood Way left. Okay, cool. So we can just continue with the tournament quest log. Unless there's any other... No, okay, cool. Like I said before, you never know. You have to check literally every time you complete a quest, or you'll just miss one. Okay, now we need to talk to this pig lady. Miss Piggy. This, whatever you want to call her. The registrar.
Why, hello again. I hope you've had a relaxing time settling in.
You know, it kind of confuses me now that I think about it. The one at Ravenwood is a stork. But she's a pig, which are like, the people who live here are all pigs. Or at least most of them are. So why is, like, Mr. Lincoln? Yeah, Mr. Lincoln. Why is he, like, the only stork we ever actually see in Wizard101? I don't think we ever actually see any until, like, you go into Pirate 101.
Look at the time. The tournament should commence soon. Oh, but I've yet to give the students copies of the tournament rules.
I'm not even sure if they actually, like, have, like, a specific world that they're from. Like, they have to. But I'm not sure which one that is. I feel like it might be, like, Mushu or something. Are they not storks? Are they cranes?
Could you be a dear and help me out? I need you to go give copies of the rules to each of the competitors.
Is there a difference between a stork and a crane? I actually don't know that.
Here is one for your own use, and copies for Beatrice Wildwind, Kisai Shugenja, Nalia Dunstrider, and Randolph Spellshine. You can find them all in the student dormitory. Return to me when you've given them their tournament rules.
Okay, so apparently storks, cranes, and herons are all very similar, but storks prefer dry areas, cranes are wet. And storks are mute, but cranes make noises. Okay, so
if I
there are
might
apparently
trouble you
big
for a bit
differences.
more of your time, I was wondering if you could help me find some wayward students.
Sure.
They are being disciplined, but snuck out of the study hall. They were told to stay in while they did their homework. They call themselves the Brunching Club. I've looked throughout Pigswick. They must be in Pegasus Place or Tanglewood Way. Their names are Kelsey Dreamslinger, Michael Engelgrinder, Diora Skyflower, and Flynn Silvermorn. Return here after finding them.
Wait a minute, so you have them in study hall, but you didn't have anyone looking over them? I would have thought that, Belladonna Crisp would have done a better job with that sort of thing. She seems like she runs a tight ship. I'm not sure how they managed to escape them. Unless you had, like, Lurnbull is whatever his name is. Yeah, unless you had, like, him watching over them. Lurnbull.
I shouldn't even be in the brunching club. I was just bored and needed the extra study time.
Wait, so if you actually wanted to study, why did you leave? Peer pressure, I'm guessing? I don't know. Good on him, though, being a responsible student.
Did Mrs. Dowager send you? Fun is over. I suppose I'd better be heading back.
Huh, okay. Well, these are all very agreeable kids. Let's see. This guy, Quinn Silvermore. They have cool names too.
I snuck away just to see if Mrs. Dowager noticed we were gone. I'll head back now.
It'd be faster just to teleport and walk back into the entrance, because it seems like that's where they are. Yeah, I suppose it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm already halfway back. Speaking of coming back and adding more teleporters to areas, this would be another very good option. Because that means Wisteria is the only one of the two side worlds that don't have good teleporters lying around. Oh, she's over here. Interesting.
I joined the brunching club to meet interesting people, but all we seem to do is sneak out of study hall.
Yeah, I guess that would be kind of disappointing in that scenario. Okay, let's see. Talk to her. Not that one. Where is it? No available quests. Okay, cool. Still nothing.
Oh, good. You rounded them all up and got them safely back to their studies. I would give you a cookie if I had any.
Okay, so I guess we're right back to doing the main quest again. These quests are so short now. I was kind of figuring there'd be a little bit more dialogue. People here are very to the point with everything.
The tournament rules? Thank you. It'll be great to duel. I can't wait to see what you've got.
Most excellent. I was concerned about the lack of formalities. I will now meditate on the coming duel. Muda's smile upon you.
You have my thanks. It is wise for them to enforce rules to this tournament, best for the safety of all.
Rules? I don't need any stinking rules. I've got this tournament in the bag.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, Pigsic folk really are cheaters. So, obviously, they're setting him up to be the main one who's going to do it. Which is nice. That was a very subtle and interesting way to implement it, like when it was first introduced. That's, again, it's kind of weird that we're fighting a bunch of people later on, and like, even up to like Arc 3 and stuff, we're introduced to a lot of characters that are supposed to be like honorable and stuff, but they still cheat too, so, I don't know.
Thank you. Now that that little matter is out of the way, we can get started. It is what you came here for, after all. Before you compete for the Spiral Cup, there is a time-honored tradition students have when they want good luck for a test. You should go into the tournament hall and knock on the Spiral Cup. It rings like a bell. But now it is time for your first magical duel. Off now, and good luck.
It is actually kind of a neat novelty factor that if you hit the thing, it rings like a bell. Oh, hello, welcome, Supreme Overlord B, welcome. Yeah, how are you doing? But yeah, it is actually kind of a neat novelty idea.
The Spiral Cup is missing. How could that be? Maybe Benedict Glendemming knows what has happened.
Nope, wrong direction.
There you are. I noticed the Spiral Cup was missing, and I wanted to see how you would react to that. This is quite suspicious. With the Spiral Cup missing, the tournament will be a mockery. Pigswick Academy will be known as the school that lost the prize.
Do I have a 130 plus? Yes, I do.
You should inform Mrs. Dowager about this. She will know what to do.
Yes, on this account I have one max wizard currently. And there are some other ones that are close, and some other ones that are pretty far away from it. As of now, I'm focusing entirely on this character.
The what is what? Do not worry overmuch. I am certain that the Spiral Cup will turn up sometime soon. It must just be a terrible mistake.
Do not worry overmuch. Overmuch? Is overmuch a word? I feel like there should be a space there. Anyways, trying to get the level 130 gear. Also good gear. Ah, yes, the never-ending grind for good gear. I can relate to that heavily.
It was undoubtedly the work of someone attempting to discredit Pigswick Academy. No matter.
I mean, thankfully, the best gear for pretty much every school is always going to be the Malistaire robe with just the Dragoon boot and hats, plus whichever combination of the ring and a thing you need. But yeah.
Even without the cup, the tournament must continue without delay. Please report to Benedict in the tournament hall to start.
You're trying to get the boots? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, the only double reagents that were recent have passed already. And they didn't do it for like a year straight, so I'm not entirely sure when they're going to bring it back. Yeah, thankfully I already did all the grinding I needed for this character.
Mrs. Dowager is right. The Spiral Cup is but a prize. What is important is the skill and courage that wins it.
Yeah, but good luck with that. That's going to take you a while without double reagents. And even with it, it would still take a long time.
We will see about finding the cup in due course. But now, it is time for your duel. You are matched against Kisai Shugenja, our representative from Mushu. You must face one another in the Hall of the Hydra. Return here when the duel has a winner.
Got the hat first run? Ooh, yeah. That's always very nice. Yeah, that's pretty much the best strategy because you have to fight King Detritus so much. It's super easy to get the hat.
Honorable opponent. Though I will defeat you, I hold for you the greatest respect.
Did you go through the entire catacombs to do it? Because normally the best strategy is to just go through the entire place once and hope you get all the drops, because if you just farm King Detritus for the easy extracts, you could potentially be missing out on a good tier 2 thing, so you don't have to do as much. Oh wait, this guy's balanced. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh cool, he's still within one-shotting range though. Very nice. Unless he has super high resist. Which he very well could. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I haven't gone through all of the new 150 gear from what I've seen, unless they buff it. Thankfully, it seems like we won't need to deal with that. Can I help you with getting the gear? Unfortunately, no. This entire playthrough is going to be solo, and I'm also not streaming on my main account. At least not right now. Thankfully, though, the abandoned house is always, like, super populated. Or at least it used to be. So you shouldn't have too much trouble grinding out all the extracts and stuff you need. Yeah, I have way too much I need to do on this account to waste any time in this game on any other characters. Yeah, this guy has good resist. Now, if you do need help, the best place to ask is always going to be the Wizard101 Reddit, in my opinion. Or you can also ask around the Discord server. Either one works. You know, you're always going to find people who want to run the house and stuff.
You were the worthiest opponent I have yet dueled. I have learned much from this encounter, and I thank you for the lesson. Master Glendemming awaits word of the outcome of our duel. Could you deliver it to him?
I also really like this, how it has like a little tier list for every character who came out on top. It's a very nice little touch. Yeah, using a good 2-round strat with 4 people is always going to be the best one, and thankfully even most randoms know how it works, so just using team up is also a very good option.
You are the victor? I am surprised. Young Shugenja is quite the duelist. Perhaps Diego taught you something after all.
Yeah, because even if I did help you, frankly, you'd still need 2 more people.
On the matter of the disappearance of the Spiral Cup, I have examined the area and made an important finding. Congratulations on your victory. You should tell Mrs. Dowager what has transpired, and deliver this to her, will you?
Benedict hands you a small sealed pouch with his stamp upon it.
Yes, but I do wish you the best of luck with grinding that, though. That is definitely a long journey.
The first round goes to Ravenwood. What's this? A pouch from Glendemming? Let me see what's inside. It is vitally important that someone tell Headmistress Crisp that the spiral cup has been misplaced. Can you do it? Report to her office and let her know that we are still searching for it. Please give this pouch to her and do not open it.
Back to talking to her again. Very interesting.
I heard about your victory in the first round. But what's this I hear about the spiral cup? And what's in that little pouch? Benedict Glendemming has sent me a piece of evidence that points to the identity of the one who made away with the spiral cup. Before I make any accusations, I would like you to go to the student dormitory and bring your Ravenwood ring back here. It is probably in the small dresser you were assigned. Please do fetch it at once.
Okay, cool. Yeah, see, she's very helpful in comparison to Ambrose. Although I feel like he probably would have done the same thing too. He wouldn't have been so efficient about it. He probably would have asked someone else to investigate it for him. But what a twist.
You searched the dresser for the Ravenwood ring Mr. Lincoln gave you, but it is missing.
Yep, and there's the twist. Somebody stole the spiral cup and they are gonna frame us for it. As for who would do such a vile act, well, we'll find out shortly. Oh, we got another side quest.
Hello there. Could you help me? I'm in charge of a group of brand new students, and they've gone missing. I was providing the students a guided tour of Pigswick. Then I turned around and noticed they were nowhere to be found. We toured several classrooms, including those of Professor Velma Pepper, Professor Anku, and Professor Edna Fuligen. Could you help retrace our steps, speaking to each of those professors, and see if you can find where they went to?
Sure thing. So how long is Pigswick going to continue to be is a good question that I need to ask, because I might need to end stream soon. I have other stuff I want to do in the meantime.
Missing, was it? Exactly as I thought. Is this what you were looking for?
Headmistress Crisp opens the small pouch from Benedict, and out falls your school ring.
Glendemming claims this was found at the scene of the crime. It seems highly suspicious. Almost too easy? Headmaster Ambrose must wish to regain the spiral cup, so I wonder if he has sent you to take it by trickery. Still, leaving such an obvious clue at the scene of the crime is such a dunder-headed move, even for a student of Ravenwood. Despite the loss of the spiral cup, the tournament will not be stopped, which means you must return to the tournament hall. Speak with Master Glendemming and see who you are due to compete with next. Return to me when you have completed your match.
Yeah, at this rate, the step I took is really starting to kick in. So, as soon as we get the wand, I think I might end the stream here, and then for the stream later tonight, I will finish up Wisteria, I think, and also start the first area of Marleybone over again. Not over again, but continue it till it's over.
Headmistress Crisp wants to continue the tournament. Very well, then. Your next duel is in the Hall of the Harpy. I have drawn lots to see who you will compete with. This round, you must pit your magic skills against Beatrice Wildwind. Speak to her once you get inside the Hall of the Harpy, and begin when you are both ready. The winner must report back to me.
Yes, yes, so much reporting back to people. Although, that is definitely a lot better than just being allowed to just wander around lost around the school campus.
Are you ready to begin? I haven't come all the way from Weirwood to lose this match, so don't expect any mercy.
But it really is so bizarre to hear them continue saying Weirwood like its own world when it's just a small portion of Avalon. I wonder how long this was in development before Avalon was actually finalized for. Because that could be very interesting. Let's see, this one came out in 2011. August of 2011. Avalon came out in May 31st of 2012. So it seems probable that all of this dialogue was written like up to like a full year before Avalon was actually like being finalized. So they might have just called it the Weirwood the entire time. I mean, I have proof of that, but I think it's possible. Queen Lightning Luigi, welcome. How you doing? Okay, nice. Got around to our sins so far. Yeah, hearing them say Weirwood over and over and over again like it's an actual place is a bit bizarre. Because we don't even actually get it called that. We get it called like the Weird, Dandara, and that whole area is called like the Weirwood.
I thought I had you. Good match, though. Maybe I'll have better luck next year. I'm sure Master Glendemming will want to hear the outcome of the duel. Can you tell him?
Nice. Next will be against Nalia Doomstrider, and that's where we get our wand. Cool. So, this little foray into Wisteria ended up going a lot more smoother than I thought.
You won! Congratulations! Though this does not clear you from suspicion. Report back to Headmistress Crisp in her office. I'm sure she has more questions for you.
Okay, cool. So now we should just be one little section away from getting the next quest. Which I think is where I'm going to end it off when that quest is done.
You've returned, with the air of victory about you. Very impressive. If you wish to prove your innocence, you'll need to do a bit of detective work. Go to the tournament hall and inspect the area where the spiral cup was taken, where Benedict claimed to find your ring. Inspect the area. See if you can find anything that proves you aren't the culprit. Return to me with your findings.
Right, I forgot this was even a quest. Yeah, you basically came in right at the end, Luigi. Yeah, because I've been streaming for about 4 hours at this point almost. So, I'm going to be streaming again later tonight, like I said before, which is going to be pretty fun, because finishing up Wisteria and Marleybone will put us in a good spot for tomorrow's stream too.
You find a few tiny leaves, pieces of bark, and some strands of vine. They don't look like they belong here.
I wonder who could have left that behind. You know, there's so many people who are associated with plants in this world. So much detective work going on here. Wisteria is so low stakes in comparison to Wizard City. Like, Malistaire destroyed in quotation marks the entire Death School, when in reality he just like blasted it down to like the underworld basically. And this place, the evil teacher, he just stole the trophy.
That may have been tracked in by the thief. The clues you found might help us determine the guilty party. Perhaps someone tracked in those bits of leaf and bark. Groundskeeper Verne knows all there is to know about the plants found on Wisteria, the world of Pigswick Academy. Maybe he can help you. Take those scraps of plant to Groundskeeper Verne on Pegasus Place, and tell me what you learn.
Imagine if you were actually the culprit, they let you go and try to prove your innocence. Ah, but we can't do that. We're the good guys. Yeah, we're the good guys, you know? We murder people, we cut off their heads, we stick them on our walls, but you know, we're still the good guys here. We wouldn't steal a trophy. Trying to put fake stuff. Oh yeah.
Let me take a look at those. That plant isn't anything native to Wisteria. Ask Professor Drawers outside the Earth classroom. He'll know.
It definitely is kind of convenient, though, that they just let us go back to the scene of the crime to discover that our ring had been stolen so they could frame us. That's definitely a bit of a stretch. But thankfully, we're not the one who found it, and we couldn't have been in the place at the time, so... It also does actually make a bit of sense now that I think about it, because they know that we couldn't possibly be guilty of it. Let's see, what does this guy have to say?
Very interesting. Where did you find this, you say? It looks like the mysterious new growth that overruns all of Tanglewood Way, but there is no way to be sure. Pity the street is closed off to all students. The spiral cup will never be recovered, and Pigswick will suffer for it. I suggest returning to Headmistress Crisp and telling her that this investigation is at a dead end.
Yeah, 'cause that's not suspicious at all. Actually, that would actually be kind of cool. Unfortunately, though, even if somebody did try to confront us about being guilty of doing something, we're basically like a god. Actually, no, we're stronger than a god in this setting, so it's not like there's really anybody who can, you know, put us in our place or anything. There's not really much they could do even if we were guilty, so...
No one was able to identify the mysterious pieces of plant? Most suspicious. All of us at Pigswick Academy must maintain decorum in this trying time, and that means continuing with the tournament. To the tournament hall with you then, where you must meet with Master Glendemming and compete in your next match. Return here when you have completed your duel to continue our investigation into the Spiral Cup's disappearance.
Yes, so, for anybody who wasn't here, because it seems like we have gotten a few new people today, I wasn't joking about that whole cutting off somebody's head and putting it on a wall, by the way. That's canon. I do that. This guy's name was Crocodile. He was alive when we found him, and he was a ghost by the next time we found him, and we got this after we beat him. So, we did totally just cut this guy's head off and put it on our wall, but we are still the good guys. I would like to remind you, we are still totally 100% the good guys in this scenario. Children's game, by the way. I love this game, though. It's the little things. So yes, our character is canonically a murderer, but we are still the good guy.
I'm afraid your duel is delayed. You must face Naria Doonstrider in the Hall of the Spectre, but she is nowhere to be found. Can you go to the student dormitory and see if she is still there? Warn her that if she does not show, the duel is forfeit.
Yep, come on. There we go. I keep getting caught on corners. You know, for only having 38 quests, this world definitely doesn't feel very short. It actually has, like, a decent enough amount of dialogue that it actually kind of stretches itself out. It's actually pretty impressive, all things considered. Okay. Hey, Mirage.
I'm
lady.
ruined. My wand. I lost it somewhere and I can't compete without it. I know we're competitors, but can you help me? I was with Randolph Spellshine when I lost it. My world of Mirage has few plants, and I wanted to see Tanglewood Way. Randolph agreed to help me sneak in to see the street, but it was full of strange and scary tree people. I had to flee.
You know, she's supposed to be a cat because all people from Mirage are cats, but I initially thought she was more like a rabbit or something.
Maybe Randolph Spellshine knows where my lost wand might be. Could you speak to him and see if he saw where I lost it?
Imagine if you could be like, no, and it counts as a win and just goes to the next quest. I mean, I could imagine that, and it would certainly be pretty cool. But unfortunately, our character just says yes to everything. Also, we do need to find this trophy, and we have a habit of just kind of saying yes to everything and just having it work out. So, thankfully, it'll all work out.
Really? Nalia has lost her wand? It's a miracle she knows it at all. What kind of wizard loses their wand? Sure, she dropped it in Tanglewood Way when she fled in fear. I suppose I could have said something, but why would I?
Yeah, you see, because if we did that, then we'd be this guy, right? We can't steal his thunder. You know, we gotta be this guy. Hold on a second.
If she can't keep track of her wand, and it harms her in the tournament, more power to the rest of us, eh? Go and tell Nalia her wand is still there in Tanglewood Way, if she's brave enough to go get it on her own.
Hang on a second. I had a good idea. I had a very good idea just now. What the? His eyes disappear if you get too close to him with the thing. Okay, that's bizarre. No, I had a very good idea just now. He will only have one eye, I guess. Hello? Hello? Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Come on. I want the eye. Ah, whatever, I'll just draw it in, I guess. An idea. For a funny little meme. Like one of those like one of those ones where it's like the Virgin versus the Chad. I think I'll do that and I'll make it. What is the best ring for life? Personally, I have no idea. I've never made a life wizard. But if I had to guess, it's probably gonna be Dragoon Ring. But yeah. If we could cheat and say, no, just deal with it on your own, then we would be him. And you don't want to be that fat, lazy pig guy. Unless you do, in which case more power to you, I guess.
It's on Tanglewood Way? Oh no, I can't go back there. When Randolph Spellshine and I went into Tanglewood Way, we convinced Lieutenant Roger to let us through the gate. Could you go and see if Lieutenant Roger will let you into Tanglewood Way so you can find and return my missing wand?
Let me see. Ring Stone of the Other Side. I'm not sure if that's for healing. Yeah, I am trying to look up to see what the best gear for a life wizard is. I wouldn't put too much effort into grinding out all your characters because the gear audit is apparently right around the corner at this point, which they're going to start in 2022. Even though they've been saying they're going to do it for like 3 years at this point. They're starting apparently very soon, because they already finished all the spell audits they wanted to do, so I wouldn't focus on it too much, but okay, yeah. So the best ring is either going to be the Dragoon Ring if you don't want to use the Athame, or Dragoon set bonus, or you can also use the Director's Ring from Caramel, which is level 138. But you're level 130, so yeah, the best one's going to be the Dragoon Ring.
Hold it right there. No one else will enter this street. 2 students got in earlier and they barely escaped.
Yeah, but once you get to level 140, you're going to replace the Dragoon Ring with the Caramel one, and you're going to use the Dragoon Amulet.
If you're looking for a missing wand, you might ask Sergeant Harvey over there. He may have seen it before we closed the way.
Sorry, I haven't seen any wand, but then I wasn't really looking when I turned tail and ran right out of there. If you want to go into Tanglewood Way and find that lost wand, there's a small crack in the wall. You can wriggle right through.
Or there's a couple things you could do with a level 130 ring. Oh cool, we finally got to do this quest. Yeah, but like for level... Wow, what a good sergeant. Yeah, I know. But yeah, level 130, the best thing you can do, probably, would be if you don't want to go through the trouble of grinding out 2 extra Dragoon pieces if you're only going to ditch 1, you could just craft the Dragoon Amulet instead, for the set bonus, and then what you can do is you can use the Alpha and Omega ring, because the difference is 1 point of damage. You'll miss out on a decent amount of crit, but since you're a life, you don't really need to focus too much on damage. And then you can just focus on getting the caramel rings, which you get very quickly after 130. So that would be my strategy if you don't want to craft a redundant piece.
Like it might belong to Nalia. You should check in with Sergeant Hart. Looking around, you notice a lot of greenery that looks suspiciously like the plants you found in the tournament hall.
Very interesting. Very sus. But yeah, lots of the characters in this game are definitely very interesting in how they approach situations. Let's see what he has to say now.
You found it. Good work, that. I'm sure Nalia Doomstrider will want to see it back soon.
My wand! I've been beside myself with worry. Thank you so much. Now that I've got my wand, I'm ready to duel. You should go tell Master Glendemming that I'll be there shortly. I'll see you in the tournament hall, in the Hall of the Spectre.
Yeah, you see, we're a good sport about it. Because we know either way, we're gonna win. You know, why cheat to win when you can just beat everybody legitimately? Sure, it saves you a bit of time, but it's not as much of a journey. And that's what it's all about, I think. Alright, we need to talk to this guy real quick. Because he cares about polluted water or something. Because he's a fish. Which tracks, actually.
That should do nicely. Thank you. All of life is connected, and the water of the Tempest is the source of all life. Life will suffer if the water is corrupted. Can you go to Tanglewood Way and dispatch some of the green men? Collect their leaves and bring them back to me.
Yeah, she apparently has a quest for us too.
I was wondering if you could do me a slight favor. A very small thing indeed, but something I need help with. I have heard that Nalia Doomstrider and Randolph Spellshine are feuding with one another, and it absolutely must stop. I don't know what happened, but could you speak to each of them and learn what the issue is? See if you can resolve it.
Oh, that's gotta feel weird. Just my battle Darwalt is rubbing against her cheek. Oh, that's weird. She even like reacted to it. Oh yeah. This is some pretty good voice acting too, actually. Now that I'm actually like listening to it again. It's always nice to see how much effort was actually put into some of these locations.
So, Nalia Doomstrider will be gracing us with her presence, will she? I applaud you for your sportsmanship. If she had not shown up for the duel, you would have won by default. Go to the Hall of the Spectre and show her what you're worth. And return to me when the duel is completed.
Sure thing. We are very sportsmanlike, that is for sure.
Once again, I thank you for your effort recovering my lucky wand. I will not pull any punches in our duel, though.
Funny thing though, she doesn't even need the wand, because she just uses a knife. Yeah. Her magic trick is stabbing people. Or, I guess it's more of a slashing weapon. See, she didn't even need the wand, she just wanted it for luck. But who needs luck when you have plot? And apparently we still need to wait a little bit. Oh man, I need to get more power pips. Oh, I'm suffering without them. Every fight takes so long. And all this trouble for a single pip wand that we're literally going to replace in like one stream. Like literally, by next stream later tonight, we are going to replace this wand with a significantly better one. It's not even funny how incomparable they are.
I am indebted to you. You showed me courtesy and sportsmanship, and still, you defeated me soundly. Tell Master Glendemming that you were the winner today. Good luck to you. I hope you are the one who wins the tournament.
And here we are again. We're at the finals against Randall. Everyone here is so humble and such good sports about everything. That's why you have to play along. You have to be equally nice in order to get nice things about it. Let's see. Why are there so many Max Wizards here today?
You just might take surprise. I'm watching the standings of all other competitors, and you're one of the few unbeaten wizards. I trust Headmistress Crisp has more business with you. Business concerning the recovery of the Spiral Cup.
Wait a minute. I mean, I guess it was set up like a tourney, but it's not like a one and done thing. How could you be defeated and still be continuing the tournament? It seems like we're at the finals already. There isn't like a loser's bracket where like they go back up based on like the way that board works. What does it mean? That if we had lost, could we have continued with the tournament? Very bizarre. It's a very bizarre way to say that, if that's not the case.
I'm astonished. You're doing quite well. Would that Wizard City had seen fit to compete these past few years. So, you claim to have seen something like those pieces of plant from the tournament hall in Tanglewood Way, right? I think the logical choice is to report to Sergeant Harvey at Tanglewood Way and see if he can help you learn more.
And there we go. We finally have what we came here for. A pip wand. Yay. Now, instead of having to wait several turns in order to be able to use Sandstorm instead, now we'll just be able to blade up twice and use it immediately, guaranteed. Now, like I said, we're level 30, so this thing will be replaced immediately, because you're supposed to have it at level 20. But as for now, it was worth doing Wisteria at this point. Anyways, like I said, up till now it's been a pretty good stream, even though my internet cut out twice during it, so I had to restart 2 separate times. Man, that's going to be awkward with like 3 separate VODs from the same stream. But yeah, I'm going to call it quits for now. I have some other stuff I need to do, and I'm also probably going to take a quick nap, but I'll be back at this later tonight, anytime between 6, 8, or somewhere even like up to around 11 p.m. EST. So anyways, thank you all for coming by, and thank you for hanging out with me. So I'm going to call it here. Hope everyone has a good rest of their day, and I'll see you later.